This broadcast is copywritten by Nelson University Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any other use of the broadcast, pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the written work is prohibited.
Lions Nation, are you ready for some football? Get ready for the Highway 287 showdown. The Texas Wesleyan Rams come to Waxahachie for a conference clash against your Nelson Lions.
Welcome to the Nelson University Sports Network. We are live from beautiful Lumpkin Stadium here in Waxahachie, Texas. I'm Adam Ferguson, joined by my broadcast partner, as always, Tim. The Highway 287 Bowl. It's time.
Yeah, this is a game we look forward to every single year, not just in football, but volleyball, basketball, soccer, baseball, and we're getting it today on the gridiron, a huge matchup between two conference opponents.
Before we get into that matchup here today, Tim, let's blow it up and go nationally here a little bit. Let's talk about the NAIA, especially because we are welcoming the Texas Wesleyan Rams, and they got a little success, a little playoffs. Teams that are seeded 13 to 20, you see here on the left, they play to become seeds 13 through 16, and that's when it starts to take off once you get to that round of 16. After all is said and done, you get the quarterfinals and the semifinals, and then really fun this year for us. You get the quarterfinals and the semifinals, and then really fun this year for us, especially being up here in North Texas. Played at Crowley ISD, Texas Wesleyan, the home field. Yeah, before we get into it, there's a little bit of motivation here for the Rams. They want to get back, play that national championship game on their home turf. It's going to be fun to watch.
I mean, last year they had the bye. They were in the playoffs and couldn't get it done that first round. But if you can get back there and you've got anywhere, just being right here in your gorgeous Fort Worth home, having a home field advantage for a championship game is what every team dreams of in football. So, yeah, that's the lay of the land right now. Obviously, last year the Sooners seems the Rams as the conference champion. And lay of the land right now, obviously, last year the Sooners seems the Rams as the conference champion and Ottawa, Arizona as the at-large bid who played in the play-in tournament, essentially, to get to that first round.
And as you're looking at
for one of those potential seats.
And then on to another game that kicks off here right at 2 p.m. Central Time. Dickinson State 9, Montana Western. Dickinson State falls out of the top 25 after losing to Carroll last week. 35-7 loss at home. That stings. Can't lose. You got to keep going the rest of the season.
Number 25 matchup after that. Dordt versus Northwestern. Number 12 versus number 25. Now, Northwestern has played in 3 of the last 5 national championships. They're sitting there at 25 right now at 2-1. Afford another loss or two, or they won't have a chance to get back to another one.
And lastly, our number 20 Evangel at number 6 Friends. Just got to point out, no touchdowns total. That is just the opposite of the football that I'd like to watch.
And they're 4-0.
And they're
because they run. They're averaging over 500 rushing yards a game.
It works.
That's insane.
It works. Well, it is beautiful here in North Texas, but we're way up in the press box. Let's go down live to our field reporter, Kiara D'Amato. Kiara, what's it feel like down there?
Thanks, Adam. It's around 86 degrees outside right now. Feeling a little warm for this fall day. It was cooler this morning, around 64 degrees around 7 a.m. Should heat up to around 88 degrees around halftime, then start, thankfully, off towards the end of the game. Not a single cloud in the sky, really. Beautiful sunny day. Fans are starting to come into the stadium. They're ready. The energy on the field already feels electric. We are ready for this rivalry game day. It's going to be a good one. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you, Kiara. It is beautiful. Compared to what it was a couple of weeks ago, it is gorgeous.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago felt like the middle of July. Still very much alive in this conference.
And the game that I think was the most interesting from this past week, minus the Nelson shootout. But Tim, talk to me about Langston.
Langston narrowly edging Texas College 35-28 after that huge year last year from the Steers. They have not gone anywhere. They were nipping the heels of the Langston all day long. Langston barely coming out with the win. That used to be an 80-0 game. Yeah. Now it's 7 points. That's a wild turn of events.
College. Long way. Now moving on to the team we saw here just a couple of weeks ago, Ottawa Arizona at Panhandle State, 56-19, putting up a lot of points. Luke Giron, 14-32, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns. He continues to be that Sooner Athletic Conference player of the year that we're used to seeing. We saw what he was 2 weeks ago. Even though he kind of struggled in the second half, put on a show last week to get him another win. Just looking forward to November for them. And then Texas Wesleyan, who we're going to see here in just a couple minutes, taking on UT Rio Grande Valley, another one of those out of conference.
An FCS opponent down there. Driving as far as you possibly can and still staying in the state of Texas, losing that one 61-13. However, Paul Summers, 7 catches for 137 yards in front of a nationally televised audience, essentially. So they put up some stuff still to view still.
Keep an eye on Summers, absolutely. And then last week, the shootout at Arkansas Baptist, a game that I'm a little jealous that we didn't get to call here at home, but hey, it was fun to watch.
59-40. Nelson comes away with the win. They trailed by 12 at halftime. Yeah. Arkansas Baptist, talking about another team that's come a long way. We got a little bit of national attention in the last few weeks. They were kicked out of their practice facility over the offseason. Now they're looking pretty hot here in this conference.
Moving to this week, Tim, let's go over some of the picks that we've had for this week. We'll kick it off with Texas College versus Wayland Baptist. Now, I made my pick earlier in the week. I'm kind of kicking myself about it, but I picked Wayland Baptist.
I'm going Texas College. I showing a lot right now, and I think
me and Kiara are going to start off 0-1 to start today because she picked Wayland Baptist as well. Moving on to Community Christian College versus Arkansas Baptist. We saw what they did last week through the air. Clean sweep, Arkansas Baptist.
And then Louisiana Christian versus Oklahoma Panhandle State. We got 2 for the Wildcats out of Louisiana Christian, the M. Night Shyamalan of conference. You never know what you're going to get, greatness or confusion.
And I go LCU. Kiara, ESU. Maybe she knows something we don't.
Maybe she does. And then closing out today, we got 2 for the Rams. I'm going to go out on a limb here today and go with the Lions. Not based on stats, just maybe some vibes. Here in a few minutes, maybe pulling off the upset here on maybe an upset-ridden field in Lumpkins. We'll talk about that in a minute.
I'm going to do the opposite of what I did last time. I'm going Texas Wesleyan. I went out on a limb and I picked Nelson. I'd like to get one in the win column here. So I'm going Texas Wesleyan today. We're going to go quickly. Before we get to the keys of the game here, Tim, we got an interview with head coach of Texas Wesleyan, Brad Sherrod. Kiara, down to you.
Coach, always a highly anticipated matchup between Texas Wesleyan and Nelson. How do your players and coaching staff feel going into a rivalry game day like this?
Well, it's a good opportunity. It helps us in recruiting. You know, we can recruit a lot of same kids, and a lot of our guys have played against the opposing team. So it really helps in that piece of it. And we just be traveling right so close together, two good institutions playing each other. So it's a nice game.
2 weeks ago, you opened up conference play against Texas College. Talk to me about your new key players that made a big impact in that win.
Well, you know, you can keep Nelson's offense off the field, so that'll help. But that's our goal and always been our goal. And they're a good team. They have a running quarterback, so they always add a different piece to your offense, something else you have to defend as a defensive guy. So we're excited about the day and a great opportunity for our guys, a great opportunity for Nelson. And like I said, you know, coaching staffs are close, and these players are close because they played against each other in high school. So it's a
little bit more fight, throw a little bit more edge in there. Don't assert yourself in this game. Penalties while you're at it. Lastly, the narrative resets today. Ever since that tough opening day loss against Lindsey Wilson, there wasn't much they could do to change the narrative of who they were. Game against Grand. Today is the day that you can start to reestablish the narrative. After today, 5 of your next 6 games in the conference are played at home. After a 4-game road trip to start the year, you can reset your narrative and get refocused on playoff ball after today.
We heard from Coach Sherrod. Now let's go to the other sideline and hear from Coach Jared Hudgins, who is with Kiara D'Amato. Kiara, down to you.
Coach, big rivalry game day against your crosstown. Talk to me about the energy and how it impacts the players going into this rivalry game day.
Well, it's always good to have someone in close proximity that you can have a game like this against. Quality opponent. I mean, they're a proven commodity, so we got to play our best today.
Quentin Jones made headlines last week with his 96-yard touchdown run, program record touchdown run. We have Marvin Standers starting today. What are we going to see from these explosive running backs?
Man, hopefully more of the same. We got to establish the quick correction. Keaton Dudek in years past actually had a 97-yarder that we missed, so 1 yard short of tying the record. So unfortunate, but that's breaking news. There you go. There's some breaking news. But we got to establish the run today. We need both of them to be at the top of their game, and it's a blessing to have 2 quality running backs.
Of the run game, what other area do you need to control today to secure the win against your rival?
We got to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and then defensively we got to not give up big plays. We got to eliminate explosives there and make them earn it all the way downfield. Offensively, we need to control the ball and take care of it.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck today. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you, Kiara. Thank you, Coach Hudgins. Now, to the sideline, Nelson Lions. Let's talk what they need to do, and foremost, create turnovers. They turned the ball over twice against Texas College, that being the Rams. See if you can hawk a couple down, shift that momentum, shift field position. Turnovers are a game changer. We know that. It's just basic fundamentals of football. And then avoid the big play. Keep everything in front of you. Texas Wesleyan averaged almost 7 yards a play against Texas College. That's going to move the sticks. If my math is right, every other down that's going to move the sticks. Keep everything in front of you. Keep it in short yardage situations. Win about it, but running back Jalen March in their win of Texas College, 135 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. In those other 2 tough opponents, just 49 total yards and no touchdowns. Lastly, defensive lineman Jordan Crawford, week 1, 7 tackles, 4 for a loss and a sack and a half. Jordan Crawford, week 1, 7 tackles, 4 for a loss and a sack and a half. But just one tackle since. So another guy you want now that the season's moving along. Moving on to the other sideline, your hometown Lions. Of course, I'm going to talk about the quarterback. Judah Holtzclaw has really been a breath of fresh air for this Nelson team. Big quarterback, big arm, can move. The team put up 59 points last week, and you think, hey, he had to put up big numbers. Really, under 200 yards of passing, they really can put up big numbers. Really, under 200 yards of passing, they really controlled the game on the ground, which brings me to my next. A new name for us this year. He didn't have 10 yards of carry or 15. He had 20 yards of carry, including that 96-yard touchdown run. If they can't get it going through the air, it's good to know that they've got a guy on the ground to get behind in Quentin Jones. And then I'm going to cheat a little bit here, Tim. I'm going to go with the entire secondary as my next player to watch. You gave up 458 yards through the air last week. You have to be better. You have to be better. We know the quarterback for Texas Wesleyan can get the job done. We saw that last year, and he's had a slow start to the season. Really tough competition. So we'll see what the secondary can do this week. That's all we got now here for pregame, Tim. Let's go live down to the field for the pregame festivities, and then we'll be right back with kickoff here on the Nelson. I forgot to say university. Yeah. My bad. I know.
To kick for your Lions, number 30, K. Whitehead.
And it was Daniel Agbogun and Carson Rogers wearing a sling out there for Texas Wesleyan. As we get ready here, Cade Whitehead, the freshman kicker, on to kick for Nelson. As we will see what they... A lot of wind. In fact, the flags on the goalposts... Actually, I don't think there is even flags on the goalposts. The ball was downfield just inside the 10-yard line. Trying to set it up here. Keeps the feet moving and gets himself set up just shy of the 30-yard line. Marquette Martin on the return, and that is where Texas Wesleyan in this Rams offense will take over.
So coming out to lead the Rams to start off will be quarterback Cole Francis. So we've seen some different. That is the redshirt junior. Rams in their dark blue caps, white jerseys, and call it a robin's egg blue pant look. Classy, Adam. I think we're both jersey aficionados. I like the look.
You did say like them. On first down, they will hand it off out of the shotgun, and a good carry to start today. Jalen March, we talked about him in pregame, and they give it to the man to start this, and he picks up, we'll call it.
Just a good job of following his blockers up the middle. Taking what the defense gives them there for a nice first down run. That's something that the Lions will have to be better at today. You mentioned that 7 yards per game, per down that they had against Texas College, where there's 7 to start off.
Play action, back to pass. Lets it go to the flat and just misses his man. Cole Francis a little wide for Paul Summers. And that'll bring up third down, the first third down of this game. Let's see if the Nelson defense is up to the task.
It's wide open. If he delivers that, he's well beyond the sticks for the first down, but a little bit off target. Summers can't pull it in. It does bring up a third down. Something that we saw the Lions push the Spirit 2 weeks ago to a lot of third downs, but they were typically third and short, and Ottawa, Arizona did a great job of converting time and time again. See if they can start.
We know how dangerous he is with the ball in his hands. Punting is Tyler Street. We know how dangerous he is with the ball in his hands. Punting is Tyler Striamila. He gets it off end over end. It's fielded at about the 25-yard line. Makes a man miss out past the 30. Dancing around, brought down out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. Good field position here for Nelson and Judah Holtzclaw.
Not a bad start to the game. Exactly what you want to do. You mentioned about the upset. I kind of have my 1, 2, 3 of how you pull off an upset. You need a big play, you need 2 turnovers, and you need 3 great drives. So I wouldn't quite call that a great drive yet, but it's the start you needed. You know, flipping the script already with you getting the ball to start the second half. You don't start behind. Offensive chance to give you the lead. Start at their own 34. 6'5", big frame, and he's going to start with trips stacked to the right.
On first down, will hand it off. Keep it himself, rather. On the read option, he falls forward That's a good gain. Call it 7 there on first down.
One thing I was impressed about last week, look how long he hangs on to the ball against Ottawa, Arizona. He does such a good job of selling that read option.
3 wide to the right, he sends a man in motion. 3 wide to the right, he sends a man in motion. Holtzclaw lets middle field, has his man completed past midfield, keeps his feet down the sideline. Zach Fuller cuts it back, gets brought down at the 20-yard line. Huge ball to Zach Fuller, and they've got it set up just the red zone. They say he went out at the 21-yard line.
That is an excellent throw. Had to thread the needle to get that one through for the big third down conversion, and they go no huddle now, putting the pressure on the Rams.
Bunch out to the for Deontay Saunier, and he has enough for the first down. It looks like he fought forward, and they're going to move the chains. Not the goal-to-go situation quite yet. Not ball set up at the 11.
Love the awareness there. You go hurry up. The Rams are playing deep. You see how much space you have. Take 2 steps and throw the ball. Don't try anything fancy. You see the gap, pick up the easy 10.
First and 10, they can still get a first down. Fakes a handoff. Now he's going to take it off and run with it out to the side. Nothing doing there. A good job by the Rams to stretch that out and bring Holtzclaw down for a huge loss of about 5. Make it 2nd and 15.
Bit of a busted play look there. Hard to see what the game plan was supposed to be watching the replay here. And I think, Holtzclaw's looking for an open man, and over there he must see the coverage. He had an open man to his right, number 14, B.J. Clark. He could have tried to toss it off to him, but takes the sack, push him back to the 16-yard line.
Holtzclaw rolls out to his left, lets it go into the flat, has Fuller. Fuller ducks ahead inside the 10-yard line. Picks up that initial loss and a couple yards more. That makes it 3rd and roughly 8.
We saw Holtzclaw do a lot of throwing on the run, rolling to his right and left 2 weeks ago. Right there, you like seeing him get the motion, get moving, spread the defense out. 7 erases the sack and brings us now. Again, they can pick up a first down inside the 1. Or probably right at the 1.
Tight formation sends 2 men in motion. Now to the left.
There by Jalen Beasley. Couldn't tell. And at the end of the play, he was pounding his fist on the ground, so I assumed that it hit the ground. Huge turn of events there. The Lions were destined for at least some points there. That is a killer turnover when you had essentially a 1st and goal situation.
They come up empty on first down. They will hand it off. March gets it to the outside, ducks out of bounds after a gain of 7. Tim, I think he was more upset with himself because he had a free lane. Had he come with that cleanly, he might have been thinking the afternoon for Texas Wesleyan as they try to get something going here. Points off of turnovers could be crucial here to start this game for the Rams.
Yeah, early on in the game, again, we talked about how if you're the team trying to pull the upset, you need to be ones forcing turnovers, not having them.
Gets it across the middle. It's completed. Dancing it with his defender to the outside, ends up lowering the shoulder. He's got enough for the first down. Pass completed to Ronnie Schneider, and that'll be back-to-back first down gains.
Schneider does a great job here. He knows he's not going to be able to break this one big, but he also knows he has the advantage. The fact this is a one-on-one matchup, so he just stutters, stretches the play out for as long as he can to where the defender can't crash on him, allowing him to pick up essentially 5 free yards for the first down.
Texas Wesleyan setting up shop here now from the 44. 4 wide, and then we're going to get a false start here against the Rams.
False start on the offense, number 68, 5 yards, first down.
Ronald Morrison gets nabbed on that false start.
And look at just multiple players moving as well, so one of those that's somebody's fault and somebody has to take the fall for it.
Pick a number and go with it. 4 wide here for Cole Francis. Will hand it off. Bounces it to the outside, lowers his shoulder, but nothing doing there for March as he's able to get, I think, maybe half a yard. They may call this still 2nd and 15.
And look at this great pursuit across the field, meeting him head on 26, Trayshawn Ware, the DB. They do a good job of spreading it out, and he wraps him up and forces him out of bounds.
Tight formation here for Texas Wesleyan. They do call that a gain of 1. 2nd and 14 incoming. Francis, the redshirt junior, back to pass. Lets it go in the middle of the field. It's completed, brought down quickly, but that makes it very manageable here. 3rd
and we've got a flag in the backfield in the neighborhood of roughing the passer.
He did get up a little slow here. waiting for the official call. Neither team is moving yet.
Appears they might have asked the Rams if they want to do in the
roughing the passer.
Yes.
Number 56, 15 yards from the end of the run, automatic, first down.
Aiden Sosa is going to get it, and he's the one that does come up the gut here on the blitz. He's going to get a good fight through, and as you're not going to be able to see it there. I think it might just be going low. They obviously very much frown on that. And so what was a 2nd and 14 with the completion over the middle and the 15 yards has the Rams inside the line.
That is a
want to do with establishing the run and trying to make Jalen March their workhorse. So far has not been able to break one for too much damage outside of 7 yards. And another 2nd and long situation now. The Lions have done a decent job of corralling him so far.
2nd and 9 incoming. He's going to have 3 receivers, 2 to his left, 1 to his right, and he sends his running back.
Midway through the first quarter.
3rd and 9. Cole Francis with 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Back to pass on 3rd down. Lets it go across the middle of the field. Has his man. Huge hit, but hey, he holds on to it. A beautiful catch by Paul Summers. Fighting through contact, popping up and signals first down.
He's going to get hit twice on this one and still finds a way to hang on with the crossing pattern. 1, 2, and hangs on. That is a 1-2 punch. And he hangs on for the big 3rd down conversion to the 23-yard line. Clutch catch from Summers.
That's about as tough a catch as you'll see today. 5 wide now here, 2 bunched at the bottom of your screen. Empty backfield here for Cole Francis. Back to pass, looking for the end zone again. That back corner overshoots his man by about a half a step. Was looking for Summers again, trying to get his man the touchdown after the tough 3rd down conversion.
Jordan Walker does a good job in coverage of not letting him make the adjustment needed, but either way, it was overthrown. Nice look, though, exactly where you want to go with this, to the back corner of the end zone, just a bit too far.
2nd and 10 incoming here for Texas Wesleyan. Going to go a little bit more traditional here, 3 wide, tight end at the end of that line of scrimmage on the right side. Jalen March in the backfield. High snap, will hand it off. March field, but brought down quickly. I think they're going to say no gain, maybe a half a yard, but call that 3rd and about 10.
Another great job. Lions staying at home, fighting through. No one getting pushed off of their marks. Looks like he's going to get knocked off his feet there. Hard to see who it was that knocked him off, and then plenty of players to finish him off. So, yeah, 3rd and call it 9.5 or 10. Another a long down situation here for the Rams. Can the Lions defense finally make the stand?
They will hand it off here on 3rd down.
Wow.
He jumps it up forward, maybe thinking about a 4th down situation. I'm not sure there, but it does bring up 4th and about 8. And there is movement on the sideline. The kicking team will come out. Freddie Joya looks to put the first points on the board for Texas Wesleyan today. The sophomore wearing number 48.
It's one of those situations where maybe you're hoping the Lions are so locked in on gash him up the middle for a big gain. But with the way the Lions have been so far on the run, not sure that was the best bet in that situation.
Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is through the uprights and good. So the first points of the afternoon go to Texas Wesleyan as he hits a 38-yard field goal to put them up 3-0.
For the Lions, all things considered, not the worst case scenario. Throwing a pick in the end zone, having a 15-yard penalty, and allowing a 3rd and 9 conversion. That's the kind of domino effect that you almost always find yourself down 7-0. Standing up strong there and holding them to just 3 points on the way that drive had been going is a really solid stand from this Lions defense. Judah Holtzclaw on the offense will now get the ball back, trailing by just 3 after they had a very solid drive going before the interception. Reminder, if you're watching us, you can watch us on your television, on the big screen. Obviously, if you're on the go, iPad, iPhone, Samsung Galaxy, Nokia flip phone, whatever you got is the best way to watch. But if you're at home, get us on your TV, get it big screen. Football's best when it's on a big screen, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Give us a sports network wherever you choose to watch. So you can say up to the minute with scores and updates from the Nelson University sports world. Back to return and gets shut down at about the 20-yard line. Looked like maybe there was a lane, but it shut very quickly, and that is where Nelson will take over.
There was a lane, and then 2 players crashed in. Speaking of following, I believe we're pretty close to a YouTube milestone. So if you're watching and not subscribed, go ahead and hit subscribe. Maybe we can
help us get there.
Hit
Absolutely.
a milestone today. Some confetti here in the booth if we hit it. I didn't bring any confetti, but I think somebody can run down to Party City and grab it. I think they're bankrupt. Can't go to Party City. Here comes the game at his own 20.
Same 3 wide, and they will hand it off here on first down, and met quickly and brought down another negative yardage play here for the Lions. That'll take them back about 4, make it 2nd and 14. Not how you want to start this drive.
Now, this is obviously a triple option. And Holtzclaw has been really reading what he needs to do in that situation, whether to hold it back or to throw out to the side. That's one time he probably should have held on to it and tried a quick pass. Because, anytime against a team as good as Texas West, Rams aren't protesting too much.
Makes it
awesome. The Rams aren't protesting too much.
Makes it
saw something we couldn't, but that shot looked clean.
Holtzclaw completes it to Clark on the screen. Fights forward. He fumbles the ball. Does Texas Wesleyan fall on it? They do. Ball don't lie, Tim. I'll tell you what, that's 2 turnovers in a row for Jaden Jones. It looks like, but hey, next play, he comes up and picks up the fumble recovery. Texas Wesleyan is in line here, just shy of the red zone.
And that's just trying to do too much by Fuller. You run the bubble screen, trying to break something big. He's able to get past the first line, and he's just trying to do too much right there. You're probably not going to pick it up. Probably holding the ball too loose, trying to make an extra move. So the ball gets jarred loose. And so 2 turnovers on their first 2 drives. The first takes points off the board, and the second will have the Rams set up with golden field position at the 24-yard line.
1st and 10. Back to pass on first down. Lets it go. Middle of the field. Has his man. 1 play off the turnover. Touchdown Rams. Terrell Curtis brings it in from Cole Francis. And this is going to put them up 9-0, 10-0, pending the extra point.
Did not waste any time there. Another perfectly placed ball from Cole Francis. Kind of the post pattern going to the end zone. And still blanketed. The Lions had defenders there, had coverage. But it's almost impossible to defend against a ball thrown that cleanly.
Low snap. The kick is up, and it is good. 10-0 ball game. 10 points off 2. Tim, this is about as nightmare of a start as you could have if you're the Nelson Lions.
After the way the first 2 drives were going, you force the 3 and out, you get the ball, you start moving down the field, you're in scoring position, essentially. You're going to try to put at least 3 on the board. You get rocked, throw an interception, and then trying to do too much on a 3rd and long situation. It gives free points to the Rams. There's not much you can ask for from a defense starting up shop at their own 24-yard line. 1 play, touchdown, and the Lions find themselves in a 10-0 hole with 4:04 left in the first quarter.
Looks like we've got an official timeout here as both teams were getting set to field this kickoff. And I'm looking to the other side of the
It is odd. Like you look at the flags in the comes untouched off the left side to disrupt him, and there was nothing happen after that.
Just a handful of negative yardage plays, and it's really set them backwards. Here we go on 2nd and long. Back to pass. Holtzclaw looks to the middle of the field, has his man, and he's brought down. Found Dylan Lamphere across the middle. Makes it 3rd and manageable here. 3rd and about 5.
Good job by Holtzclaw finding his safety net, an easy hitch pattern there from the tight end. Again, get you back into a makeable situation. Oh, almost had him jumping.
Good job by the Rams to stay home. They did jump, but I don't think they crossed, so no snap. They're going to look to the sideline. They got about 15 left on the play clock. He sends Sanders to his left, moving from the right. Holtzclaw, back to pass. Looks left, rolls right, throws it to the outside. It is caught by B.J. Clark out of bounds. Wasn't able to drag that foot. A really good job to even bring that one in. That was tight coverage. 35 gets brought down at the 34, trying to make something happen there was Texas Wesleyan's Marquette Martin. And that is where they were set up shot at the 34-yard line.
Timeout.
Force, not just in volleyball, but this not just force, not just in volleyball, but this not just in the Student Athletic Conference, but they are a force in the national scene. Turns around, hands it off, met immediately and brought down. The Lions, a combination of Ronnie Murphy, and on the other side, Kobe Geeter brings him down, and slow to get up is March.
Ronnie Murphy was untouched. Not good from March. Now that ball came out. Did not like the way that March got bent up at the end there as Murphy delivers the initial hit, and then like I said, he gets kind of bent up awkwardly, and he is down slowly. Now the ball was out at the end, but I guess they ruled that he was down as something went wrong with the blocking assignment there.
As we await the injury news, let's talk about these Lady Lions that we just mentioned. We talked about their force to be reckoned with in the Student Athletic Conference. Nelson, the Lady Lions, has not lost a home conference game in the regular season since September 28th. Not September 28th, 2025, 2024, or 3-2, back all the way to September 28th, 2021, 1,460 days for the Lady Lions. Last Friday they were down 0-2 to John Brown, came all the way back and won 3-2.
Okay, so we were wrong. That was a fumble.
It is a fumble.
And the Lions took control. There was never, with the injury, the referee never gave an indication. Lions have the ball at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, very
Breaking
quick,
news.
Very quick turnaround on first down. Will keep it himself and fall forward. Good carry or good gain there on first down. Make it 2nd and 5. That is a huge turn of events.
Like I said, on the one, obviously a quick update. Jalen March did get up on his own power and walk off the field, so great to see. But yeah, we never got a clear indication, and obviously nobody was all that excited when you saw what could be a pretty serious injury. No one gave us any indication one way or the other.
Holtzclaw hands it off to Sanders. Sanders tries to cut it upfield, ends up losing a yard. Make that 3rd and 6.
It'll be is it interference or holding. To me, he pretty clearly was grabbed while the ball was in the air.
Yep, absolutely.
So it should be interference. And that's where they're going to mark it, down to the 16-yard line.
Defense, number 8, 15 yards.
And that's one of those I don't even know if you necessarily hate, because you'll see the replay here. Based upon where this ball is thrown, coming out of the backfield, yeah, that's a touchdown. If he does not grab a hold of him, he is going to take that step in and probably go for a touchdown.
And on first down, Holtzclaw keeps it himself, takes a huge hit, pops right back up, kept it himself there, and I think he paid for it. You don't want to see your quarterback taking those kind of hits.
It helps when he's pass.
Right on the money. I said he picked it from behind, but he didn't have to reach too far back there. From that angle, hit him right between the numbers. Great throw by Holtzclaw, and Fuller, his big target, goes up, gets it. And that is a breath of relief for the Lions to come away with points on that drive. It was looking grim to start this game. Much needed scoring drive. As they set to kick off here, it'll be a deep kick, and that is a good one into the end zone. Again, halfway up that Iron Indians. And the Rams will take over at the 25-yard line.
Now we'll see coming in at running back. Jalen March was able to leave under his own power, but he was also folded up something fierce after, again, took 2 hard hits on that play.
I'm looking towards the sideline. I think he might still be on the trainer's table out there. It's hard to tell from all the way up here. But fortunately, as you said, was able to walk off the field on his own power. So that is the good news that we're seeing.
And it does look like number 29, Mark Benjamin, is in as the setback to Francis's right at the moment.
They will hand it off here on first down. Cuts it back upfield. What a move. Has enough for the first down and then some. So he takes his first carry of the afternoon and makes do with it. Picks up about 14 on the first carry.
Lions are doing a good job in the backfield, whether it's on the quarterback or the running back. Multiple players getting through. And so it's not even the guy who gets through initially, number 93, who's going to kind of throw things off. It's going to all come down the middle, and Daniel Marquez is going to be the one that kind of forces the disintegration of the line.
2nd and 10 incoming here for Francis. 2 out wide to his right. Fakes a handoff, back to pass, looking in the middle of the field. It went up and brought it in, broke a tackle, picked up a few more. What a catch by TJ Curtis. Already has 1 touchdown today, the 24-yard snag from Francis, and he moves the chains.
Nothing coming easy for the pick up the extra yardage.
1st and 10 here for the Rams. They look to answer back after the turnover led to a touchdown for the Lions. Back to pass. Francis, clean pocket, lets it go. Deep down the middle field, has his man, goes up. Did he bring it in? He did. Oh my goodness. Touchdown Rams. Catch. There is a flag at the 35-yard line.
Oh,
and what a catch.
I think it's coming back.
Oh no.
We'll see here. Did he actually collect this in? Diving out. That's incomplete.
It's incomplete. It is incomplete.
That's incomplete.
And he might have landed on the ball, too.
He is shooken up. Now, the Rams are leaving the field. The flag was clearly in the vicinity of holding. There's a player down. We've got a full collection of officials, and the pass was clearly incomplete. So we've got a lot going on here at the moment.
As it stands, Jordan Armstead may have himself a 34-yard touchdown reception. The penalty either, Tim. There's 2 flags on the field, but no communication on what the penalty might have been.
They're all set up inside the 10-yard line. The Rams are lining up like they're about to kick the extra point. What is the deal here?
The play is a touchdown. We have a personal foul, roughing the passer, number 8. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
And neither referee caught it there on the field. Then the Lions also were contesting right here. You'll see.
Get ready for the kickoff here after the touchdown.
And they will be kicking off at the 50 because they did pick up the personal foul. And this is where I always say, line up and kick the onside. If you're at the 50, what does it matter?
Yep, you never know. Never know. You see the odd kickoff from the 50-yard line. They may even try to push it up into the air and see if they can run underneath it. And a lot of possibilities here for the Rams here on this kickoff attempt. Max Luna to kick it for the Rams. We'll see if they try anything here, Tim. And they will kick it straight up into the air. Immediate defenders in the area. And that's what happens when you get the kick from the 50. Your guys can run underneath it. So not very good field position here for the Lions as they will set up shop at the 16-yard line.
There's a flag down at the 50, which is where they were kicking from. I did see somebody flinch right before the kick, so this may...
You're allowed to move on the kickoff. You just can't move forward. You can flinch. Usually it's off. Cuts it upfield, B.J. Clark. Makes the initial man miss and picks up a couple here for the Lions.
Most we've seen so far from Lamphere. This year. Obviously, the other tight end on the squad is Dakota Holtzclaw, Judah Holtzclaw's brother. He has a lot of targets out there that he can pick from. Seeing guys way down the depth chart make impacts right now.
Jumbo package as Nathaniel Surley comes in at the H-back, the O-lineman. Freshman O-lineman comes in, and Holtzclaw will keep it himself. Powers forward. He's right at that marker. It's going to be awfully forward. He's right at that marker. It's going to be awfully close, and they will signal first. And he moves the chains. It feels like a really big first down.
That's deep in your own territory. Put it in the hands of your quarterback. And it's interesting when you have that situation where essentially the running back is designed just as a blocker as well. Didn't even try to go for the middle to clear the lane and get the exact 3 you needed.
Hand it off here. Trying to bounce to the outside, finding no room to run. And he ends up getting nowhere. 0-yard carry there that time for Quentin Jones. He's just having a hard time getting going here after a really good game last week.
There's too many guys in front of him, obviously. He goes to the corner there, and there's just, you're not going to beat 3 different players. Maybe he could have sprinted to the sideline to pick up 2, but there's not much you can do when you're facing down 3 separate Rams.
I do call it a gain of 1, so make it 2nd and 9. Holtzclaw rolling out to his left, completes it to Fuller in the flat. It's just brought down a tremendous physical play that time by Jalen Beasley.
Play just took too long to develop. Now we do have a flag on the field here.
Look at this.
That's probably in the, now we'll see what it's called. If they
mask.
caught that, it's
Absolutely.
face mask.
I'll tell you what, though, that is about as physical of a play as you can get on the outside. Just overmatched the blocker and pushed him right into the lap of Zach Fuller.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 0. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
So Jalen Beasley makes the fantastic one-man play fighting through the blocker, but in the process grabs a hold of the face mask and is going to give the Lions a free first down. And it's unfortunate because he had done his job. He cleared the blocker out of the way, and Chris Wrighton was going to come in and clean that up anyways.
After the penalty on first down, they'll hand it off to Sanders. Sanders picks up, they call it half a yard. It'll be second and 9, 2nd and 10 here for the Lions.
Nothing doing up the middle yet again. You just see nobody's getting pushed off the line, and as long as one guy gets through it, at that point, the play's toast. There's no holes, and the running back's having to fight from the very start.
2nd and long here for Holtzclaw. He sends a man in motion as Sanders brings him back into the backfield. Hard count. They'll check back to the sideline. They got about 10 seconds on the play clock. Under 5 now, Holtzclaw.
Very limited space that the ball can go. So a very limited space that the ball can go. Now another Lions turnover, their 3rd of Texas Wesleyan up with great field position at the 38-yard line.
1st and 10 here for Texas Wesleyan and this Rams offense. Cole Francis from the shotgun will hand it off, bouncing it to the outside, sheds off a tackler and falls forward. Another good carry there on first down by these Texas Wesleyan running backs. Another good carry there on first down by these Texas Wesleyan running backs. That time it's Tony Roberson.
Interestingly, finding more success so far with Jalen March out of the game. It's like the Lions defense was very much set up to stop him, but these different looks so far have done a good job of picking up those extra yards.
2nd and 5 incoming here for Francis. Fakes the handoff. He's back to pass. Had a clean pocket, and it closed quickly. A sack for this Lions defense. That time coming in was Kobe Geeter. Brings him down. It makes it 3rd and 10 and a half, maybe 11.
Francis is going to get caught being comfortable here. He's looking all the way to the end zone the whole way, and I think he had a man about to break open, but holds on to the ball a full second too long and brings up 3rd and long. I believe that's the Lions' first sack of the game.
It is the Lions' first sack of the game. 3rd and 11 here for the Rams. We'll see if the Lions can get off the field after the turnover. The crowd get off the field after the turnover. The crowd comes to life here in Lumpkin Stadium. Back to pass is Francis. Francis lets it go deep down the field, looking for his man. Hand fighting, a little grabbing, and penalty. And that one as clear as day down the field, looking for his man, T.J. Curtis. But this will be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down for the Rams.
Looks like Amin White in coverage lost his balance more than anything, which caused the pull of the jersey.
Defense, number 5, 15 yards from the previous spot.
Texas Wesleyan converts on 3rd down via the way of a penalty. a defensive pass interference on Amin White, and that'll set them up inside that 25-yard line. Sort of the maroon zone here for the Rams.
And that's exactly what it is. He gets his hand on his shoulder, like you're taught to do, kind of adjust the receiver a little bit, and loses his footing a little bit and causes the clear jersey pull. That's easy to call.
Sends a man in motion. Francis rolls out, lets it go. Beautifully set up screen, cuts it upfield, has blockers in front of him. Not before he picks up a first down at the 11-yard line. So not quite a goal-to-go situation here for the Rams, but they are set up sweet.
You essentially down 2 possessions. 16, I guess, theoretically 2 is just 2 possession, but it'd be closer to 3. So this is a big moment here as we approach 8 minutes.
2nd and 8 here for the Rams. High snap, it's bobbled, and he's just going to keep it himself. Francis cuts it upfield and makes that is an incredible snap and turn it into a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 1. Wow.
With all that time, the Rams offensive line held up fantastically. When you add in that extra second it takes for the ball to go up in the air and corral it in, the fact that no Lion had gotten through to blow that by Francis to just pick up what he could, and now makes it a 3rd and short.
3rd and 2 here for Francis and this Rams offense. Another high snap, but he gets the handoff. Pushing forward. That is awfully close to that line to gain. I think they're marking him short here. And I don't see any movement on that Rams sideline.
I can't imagine that you do anything but go
on that Rams sideline.
I can't imagine that you do anything but go for it here, but it will be 4th and 1. Yeah, the line to gain is the 2, so yeah, 4th and half a yard. You can see it set up there in between the 3 and 2. So not very far to go at all. But if the Lions defense could somehow make a stop here.
We've seen them run a quarterback sneak already. We've seen them run a quarterback sneak already today, but they are setting up here in the pistol form. Hands it off here on 4th down. He's brought down. A turnover on downs. The Lions defense stout, and they force the turnover. That is a huge stop for this defense.
And I'll throw my challenge flag here, a coaching challenge flag. You've had 2 bad formation. Line up under center and gain that half a yard. Your quarterback's having to jump for all these shotgun snaps here. That was blown up from the start. What a hold by the Lions defense to overcome their 3rd turnover of the half.
Deep in their own territory, they set up shop at the 5-yard formation here for Holtzclaw. 5 wide, 3 to his right, 2 to his left. And he'll take the snap. Quick hitter across the middle. Brought down quickly. Couple of yards there. They're going to call it about 4, maybe 5 yards on the completion to Dylan Lamphere.
Getting a lot of work today. Quick slant. And another one. Receivers on both sides of the ball having to do everything they can to hang on to these passes. Coverage has been excellent.
2nd and 5. 4 wide here for Holtzclaw. He's going to keep it himself on the QB-designed run. Runs into some traffic and ends up falling forward for about a yard. Make it 3rd and 4.
Yeah, the hole never emerges. And while being blocked, I believe it's number 98, Keegan Pugh, who's going to make the one-arm tackle and bring him to the ground. 3rd and 4. You would love to pick up a first down here rather than punt deep in your own territory. And Lions come out very bunched formation yet again.
Empty backfield here for Holtzclaw. Back to pass. Judah facing immediate pressure and gets brought down. And it just felt like he was untouched on his way to the quarterback. But again, a big stop here for Texas Wesleyan.
It's Sir Hill, the super senior. And when you're bunched like that, there's no excuse for somebody to come that untouched. Never had a chance. So after the Lions defense holds strong, the Lions offense ends up losing 2 yards overall, as will be punting with his heel on the back of the end zone. These are always just sweat inducers.
And we've seen some dribble snaps, low snap, and he does indeed bobble it, but he gets it off. He gets hit. As he gets it off, he got tackled in the end zone. Off, he gets hit. As he gets it off, he got tackled in the end zone. No flags. I mean, he was tackled.
But if you're the back judge standing there with your heels on the end zone, you've got 2 against 3.
Another high snap here for Texas Wesleyan, handled, and the handoff up the middle, and he busts it free. He's down to the 25, to the 10, throws a stiff arm. Can he keep his feet? Down at the 1-yard line. A 32-yard carry from Mark Benjamin sets up Texas Wesleyan at 1st and goal at the line.
They have definitely found their footing on the rushing attack now. Again, bizarrely, after their starting running back goes out of the game, it quickly gets down the field to the 1. So after that big goal line stand, it just takes a few plays. It just takes a few plays for them to be back in the situation when the result that you were trying to hold off becomes the result about a minute later.
Extra point, good snap, good hold is up, and it is good. That makes it 23-7 now, Texas Wesleyan. Tim, things have fallen apart, but as we get ready for the kickoff here in Lumpkin Stadium, let's take a look around some of these.
After the forced fumble. So really need to see this offense establish something here on this drive that can work for the rest of the game.
Well, keeping himself is Holtzclaw on that veer option, and he picks up about 1.5 yards. Make it 2nd and 8, maybe 2nd and 9 here for the Lions.
Another great job of holding on to it for as long as he could, and it only buys him 1 yard in that situation. Not enough space up front for him to work with.
Holtzclaw back to pass, rolls out to his right. He's taking a shot deep down the field. It's tipped and almost intercepted. Would have been the 4th turnover of the game for the Lions, but an incredible play to go up and get a hand on that one by Dalen Rogers.
And B.J. Clark, you probably won't see it on this vantage point, loses his footing right about here. If he had stayed on his feet, this is going to be more on the money. Instead, either way, I actually at that point, he had to go up so high to break it up. I'm not sure it would have mattered if B.J. Clark was in the right spot. That's just an excellent play by Dalen Rogers to go up high.
3rd and 9 here for this Lions offense. This Wesleyan, the 4th turnover of the afternoon for this Rams offense, is going through it right now. Another unfortunately timed turnover. All turnovers are unfortunately timed, but that one now, Texas Wesleyan has the ball in your territory again.
And Holtzclaw's got to be more aware there. You are not going to have that much time to throw. The pocket has collapsed. You can't be holding the ball loose. That's when you just got to throw it out of bounds or tuck it under the chest and run. Instead, the Rams will take over yet again. They've started their last 3 drives now in Nelson territory, and 4 of their last 6.
You cannot do that. You can't retaliate and take your team 15 yards back.
Yeah, it's going to
after the play.
Yeah, take a 2nd and 9 all the way to probably a 2nd and 24. Just unloading with a hard hit. There was a little bit of helmet to helmet there, and then he's going to kind of step over him. And taking exception to that
is Akpabori.
Unsportsmanlike. On the defense, number 2. Head ball.
Oh, he called. Wow, they're going to say offsetting
offense,
penalties
number 67.
on Ronnie Murphy.
Oh.
Second down.
I'm not sure I saw what.
Now there was no flag thrown until the hit, so that came out in the conversation.
Taunting. Taunting.
They're saying it's the step over.
The initial flag never happened.
Yeah,
I didn't see a second flag.
They decided in conversation that he had it coming, apparently.
And then on 2nd and 9, they will hand it off, and a good carry there by Tony Roberson for Texas Wesleyan sets him up at 3rd and short. So the taunting penalty and then the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty offset. Timeout, or a 2-minute timeout here as both teams take a break. Texas Wesleyan. Tim, turnovers, name of the game as we look at some more. Oh, hey, an updated score. 44-42, Marion taking the lead over Indiana Wesleyan with 45 seconds left to play.
In a game like that, that feels like plenty of time. He might still see
you
a
never
couple
know.
more score changes going forward.
21-10 Montana Tech over College of Idaho. We talked about that game earlier, and then Montana Western, Dickinson State. Not updated on the left, 21-7 Montana Western up over Dickinson State currently. And then Benedictine number 2 doing what they do best, up 42-23 against Peru State. And then final, William Penn 48, Culver Stockton 21. How early, man. That kickoff must have been an 11 o'clock kickoff for them to be. As we have that look around the country at the key games so far today. Still got a lot of football ahead of us. These 2 p.m. slated games, and then, of course, these nighttime games that we love to see. Saturdays are great, Tim. Football Saturdays are awesome.
I mean, when you go coast to coast and you're kicking off at 11 a.m. Central Time, and sometimes that last game's not kicking off until 11 p.m. Central Time, you can live 16 hours of football.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 3rd and 4 here for Francis. He's back to pass, fakes left, rolls out right, throws off his back foot, has his man, completes it, and he's brought down out of bounds. That will set up the Rams in a 1st and goal situation. Ronnie Schneider brings in the pass from Cole Francis and sets up.
First time we've really seen Francis have to go on the run and deliver something. It's all been pocket-based. Does a good job there of keeping the play alive, getting those receivers to their second reads. Drops it in for another 3rd down conversion. Rams looking to take a truly commanding lead going into the half.
They will hand it off here. Roberson cuts it upfield, shaking off tacklers. He's going to get brought down at the 1-yard line. You got to think that's what Texas Wesleyan wants to do right now. Maybe chew some more of this clock before halftime. Looking to go up 30-7.
And it really is impressive. This game felt like it could have swung so huge after Jalen March went out. Their lead back. But he really hadn't done much of anything when he went out. And ever since then, the rushing attack has been deadly.
Looks like they're lining up to go here on 3rd and goal from the 5. Fakes the Looks like they're lining up to go here on 3rd and goal from the 5. Fakes the pop pass, looking to the end zone, wide open, has his man, touchdown Rams. Pop pass, looking to the end zone, wide open, has his man, touchdown Rams. Looked for the big Darren Wayne White, the redshirt junior, takes it in from 5 yards out.
Lions are going to completely lose track of him. He is in a just right up the middle there. He's just standing in the middle, essentially disguised as a blocker. No one accounts for him alone in the end zone, and is going to give these Rams a commanding wait on the extra point. We've seen one go funky already.
Good snap, good hold, and
23-point lead.
And it is
3-point lead.
And it is good. 30-7 here in the first half. A nightmare scenario for the Lions off of the turnover from Texas Wesleyan.
And again, all 3 of those drives giving the ball to the Rams.
Deep 21, and then from the 25, then from the 38, then from the 33, and then from the 34. And 3 out of those 4 drives turning into points for the Rams. Really a dominant effort from Texas Wesleyan's defense today. They've been up to the task.
And all of these turnovers have been very much forced turnovers. The first one, you blow up the court, a fluttering pass into the end zone. Both fumbles were just excellent plays to come in and strip the ball out, make a hard hit while the players trying to do it across the field. If you're trying to pull an upset, you're not going to do it if you turn the ball over 4 times and a half.
Ball is fielded at the 4-yard line on the kickoff. Trying to make anything happen and nothing doing there. He gets brought down before the 20-yard line. Greg Guidry on the returns. They're doing a good job of keeping the ball away from Amin White, who's on the other side on kickoffs. And Guidry trying to make something happen ends up going down around the 18-yard line.
Offense will come out on the field. I can't imagine with this field position they'll try to do much of anything, and looks like they will just set up in a – well, they will line up – at first it looks like they might be trying to line up in just the shotgun kneel down, but maybe try to get with it before you make any further decisions.
Bobbled the snap, and it ends up being a screen to Fuller. Fuller picks up the first down, will move the chains out past the 30-yard line. Fuller at the beginning of this play had nobody on him, and it looks like they elected to continue to run that screen.
Yeah, and if the ball hadn't come in low, I'm thinking he's going to get that to Fuller way quicker and probably pick up a lot more yards than that.
Holtzclaw back to pass, 5 seconds left, takes a deep shot downfield, and it's going to be intercepted at the 40-yard line. Another turnover for Texas Wesleyan. He's got blockers out in front of him. He's past midfield, throws a stiff arm. There's no time on the clock, so this will be the end of the half, and he ends up getting brought down just shy of the 20-yard line. The 5th turnover.
That's not going to amount to too much, but it will be one more ding in the box score. A half that's gotten out of hand for the Rams and really did not have to for the Lions go this way. You've had so many situations where if you could have just
25-yard line, they're
waving the flag. So I think the discussion may have been, had the Lions committed a penalty on the return,
they'd be set up for a field goal.
You probably would have had a field goal situation coming up. So that may have been the discussion. So maybe they just decided that was too complicated. Everybody was gone, waved the flag off.
And it looks like the conversation didn't amount to anything, as you mentioned, they did wave that flag off. And we are officially underway here with Rams and the Nelson University Lions. Again, 30-7 to start this game for Texas Wesleyan. 5 turnovers for Nelson, just to the 1 of Texas Wesleyan. For Nelson, just to the 1 of Texas Wesleyan.
And a game that was 10, so really all kind of crumbled for the Lions over the last 15 minutes.
We're going to go live to our sideline reporter, Kiara D'Amato, who's with Coach Hudgins. Kiara, down to you.
Coach, Zach Fuller leading the offense with a touchdown today. What's your evaluation of his performance so far?
Well, Zach's a solid player. I mean, he's going to be consistent every day, and that's what we expect of him. And he expects that of himself, so we're just going to have to keep going to him a little bit.
What's your message to the team at halftime to get Baptist last week?
Well, you can't have 5 turnovers in a half, so we can't turn the ball over, and we got to get stops on third down and negate the big plays, kind of like I talked about earlier. And, you know, we do that. I mean, the fact that this game is kind of shocking with us turning the ball over 5 times.
Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you, Kiara. Thank you, Coach Hudgins. There you have it. We'll see what they come out with here at halftime. Rams 30, Lions 7. Don't go anywhere. Half number 2 coming your way right here on the Nelson University Sports Network.
Your power is unstoppable. There's no limit to where it can take you. Baylor Scott and White Health, the power to live better.
Raising meals by marinating every chicken finger for 24 hours.
That's a long time. I don't even know what I was doing 24 hours ago. But those mouth-watering chicken fingers were marinating the entire taste-tempting. Impressive, since 24 hours is longer than most celebrity marriages. On that note, our chicken fingers, cane sauce, crinkle-cut fries, coleslaw, and Texas toast are the perfect marriage of fresh and tasty. Raising Cane's, one love.
The value of champions of character across all institutions is a message that we can all get behind.
The purpose behind Champions of Character is to have that student-athlete experience be one of growth.
So that we give back with a smile and with a purpose. Our goal as coaches is for our players to lead being better men, better husbands, better fathers, and better members.
Your power is unstoppable. And with us cheering you on, there's no limit to where it can take you.
Hi, I'm Heisman Trophy winner NFL Hall of Famer Tim Brown, and you are watching the Nelson University Sports Network.
Here is the perfect chicken finger. 4 of them, actually. They're hand battered and made with love. Raising Cane's chicken fingers will make you say, "Oh." Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Your power is unstoppable. And with us cheering you on, there's no limit to where it can take you. Baylor Scott and White Health, the power to live better.
It all began in 1937. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown inside in the way we play, the way we lead. Make athletics greater than a game.
This is college athletics the way it was meant to be. This is the right way to play.
Hi, I'm Heisman Trophy winner NFL Hall of Famer Tim Brown, and you are watching the Nelson University Sports Network.
Feels good, don't it?
Your power is unstoppable. And with us cheering you on, there's no limit to where it can take you. Baylor Scott and White Health, the power to live better. Your power is unstoppable. And with us cheering you on, there's no limit to where it can take you. Baylor Scott.
Raising Cane's makes perfect chicken finger meals by marinating every chicken finger for 24 hours. That's a long time. I don't even know what I was doing 24 hours ago. But those mouth-watering chicken fingers were marinating the entire taste-tempting time. Impressive, since 24 hours is longer than most celebrity marriages. On that note, our chicken fingers, cane sauce, crinkle-cut fries, coleslaw, and Texas toast are the perfect marriage of fresh and tasty. Raising Cane's, one love.
The value of champions character across all institutions is a message that we can all get behind.
The purpose behind Champions of Character is to have that student-athlete experience be one of growth.
Men's basketball and with a purpose.
Our goal as coaches is for our
Men's basketball and with a purpose.
Our goal as coaches is for our players to lead.
NAIA is Champions of Character.
Your power is unstoppable. And with us cheering you on, there's no limit to where it can take you.
Hi, I'm Heisman Trophy winner NFL Hall of Famer Tim Brown, and you are watching the Nelson University Sports Network.
Here is the perfect chicken finger. 4 of them, actually. They're hand battered. They're cooked to order. And made with love. Raising Cane's chicken fingers will make you say, "Oh yeah." Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Your power is unstoppable. And with us cheering you on, Baylor Scott and White Health, the power to live better.
It all began in 1937. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way we lead. Make athletics bigger than a game.
This is college athletics the way it was meant to be. This is the right way to play.
Hi, I'm Heisman Trophy winner NFL Hall of Famer Tim Brown, and you are watching the Nelson University Sports Network.
Cheering you on. There's no limit to where it can take you. Baylor Scott and White Health, the power to live better.
Welcome back to the Nelson University Sports Network. We are ready for half number 2, coming your way live from Lumpkin Stadium here in Waxahachie. The Texas Wesleyan 1-yard line, and that is where the Lions will take over. Tim, what does Judah Holtzclaw have to do here to start this second half? 3 picks in the first half and then a fumble. What's he got to do to turn it around?
Well, really, what he's just got to do is get the ball out a little bit quicker, and that comes down to receivers as well. He's got to find his safety nets. He did a great job connecting with Fuller throughout the first half. At no point did it look like he was playing bad football. Each of those picks is a different story in and of itself. One he's hit, one he's just trying to do too much, throwing the ball across his body, a throwaway essentially. So he's just got to get the ball a little bit quicker because that's how the fumble happened. He's found a lot of success with those quick hitters. Time to start making them count.
Here we go on first down. Marvin Sanders breaks a tackle, gets brought down. Explosive play there as the first play coming out of halftime on that counter run. Gets it past the 35-yard line.
By far their longest run of the afternoon. They were at -4 yards. -4 total yards in the first half rushing, so they're back in the positive at the moment.
They'll hand it off to Sanders again. Sanders straight up the middle, falls forward for a couple yards, make it 2nd and 8.
That was one thing we heard both coaches harp on in their pregame interviews, was establishing the run. The Lions have not been able to do it. The Rams really struggled through the first quarter to do it, and bizarrely, after their starting running back went out, is when they have come alive and begun to dominate on the run, and once you do that, the passing game opens up as well.
On the option, we'll pitch it out to Sanders. Sanders makes a man miss, cuts it back upfield, and ends up going down for a loss of 2.
And there's also a flag on the field, which a play that develops that long going side to side is more than likely holding. Wait on the call, and yeah, probably right there. Oh, no, definitely not there. We'll see. We have another referee conference here. They are asking the Rams what they want to do, so it will be on the Lions.
You take them back here, you make it 3rd and 10.
I'd make it 3rd and 10, but
offense. Number 14. That penalty decline.
There you go.
Play. 3rd down.
Honestly, the one way the Lions have picked up the last few first downs has been through penalty anyways.
Yeah.
And so what's the difference between 3rd and 10 or 2nd and, say, 17 if all it takes is one defensive holding penalty to give you a first down, limit the chance for you to make a mistake.
I thought maybe he lost 2. They say he lost 1. 3rd and 9 here for Holtzclaw. Fakes the handoff, back to pass. Rolling out to his right. He's got a lot of open grass in front of him. What's he going to do here? He's going to throw it away. Falls incomplete. Makes it 4th down. And the punting unit is going to make its way onto the field. I thought maybe he had some open.
Head coach Brad Sherrod was linebacker and 2nd team All-ACC for what school where he later coached at for 11 years. Now I imagine we got plenty of folks watching in Fort Worth or spread out to the world from Texas Wesleyan. I'm sure they know the answer to this one. I better see when we come back here in a few minutes lots of correct answers in chat.
I want to know your guess, Tim.
You better. I don't want to put my guess out there.
I'm going to put my guess out there.
You're going to put your guess out there? Okay. Because then I'd mess it up.
I don't know the answer.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to preface that. I have no clue. I am getting Clemson vibes from Coach Sherrod. I'm going to say Texas. I'm going to say Clemson.
Clemson vibes. I
don't even know what that means.
I have no idea.
I don't even know.
What does that mean?
I don't even know. It's
Florida
just
State vibes, I get. I get what Florida State vibes are. Virginia vibes. Don't really know what that means.
I don't believe it's Pitt. I think I would know if it was Pitt. Not a Pitt guy, but I think I would know if it was Pitt. I'm going to go Clemson.
So after an injury delay, the Lions will line up to punt it away. Very little success so far on offense. As the kicker will get run into. They're going to throw the flag this time.
There we go. This time we get a flag.
Now this is probably into the kicking leg.
Which would be 15.
No, I'm sorry, into the extended leg, not the planted leg.
Okay. We'll see what they call here.
Now, if I'm the Lions, if I'm getting a free 5 going for it, I'm getting back on the field.
You know what?
Going for
I
it.
agree with you wholeheartedly. 4th and 4, you got to get points.
Yeah.
I'd go for it. It was a pretty good return, though, on the back end.
Yes,
they're going to set up shop if they're going to let it stand at the 35, if they take it back 5
That was
to 30.
not much, by the way. After what went uncalled in the end zone, might have been a little makeup call there, because that was definitely the punter making sure that there was technically contact between the leg and the player and spinning around.
Defense, number 4. That penalty decline. Result of the play. First down.
Did he say the penalty was declined?
He said the penalty was declined. It's not one that you can tack on to the end of the run.
But you can accept it and go for it on 4th and 4.
And honestly, after the return to the 35, even if you were going to just punt it again, I'd punt it again. The Rams are setting up with solid field position here after this punt. That's one, whether you're going to try to go for it on 4th or punt it away again, I would give it another shot. Now, you've had punting issues this year with Roberto Alvarez. You've had some snap issues, so I understand maybe not trying to.
Weeks ago, we saw Judah Holtzclaw punt the ball 3 times.
Honestly, Judah Holtzclaw has been the better punter from what we've seen in our limited action with these squads from Ottawa, Arizona.
On 1st down, we'll fake the handoff, back to pass, look in the middle of the field. Contact, no flag, falls incomplete. The intended receiver was TJ Curtis.
Pass by number 9, Cole Francis, incomplete.
2nd and 10 incoming here for the Rams.
You see there, after establishing the run, they go to the clean play action. He had a little bit of room to work with the receiver if he had put it on the money. Rams offense, you'd say didn't have to do a ton. I mean, those last 2 touchdowns, when you're only having to go 35 yards against a fatigued defense, I mean, you still have to do the work. They have been the beneficiary of a excellent defensive unit here today so far.
Francis out to the flat, has his man, the touchdown grabber earlier in the first half, Darren Wayne White. The redshirt junior tight end brings it in, makes it 3rd and 5.
Going to those sidelines, finding the room to work with and setting up a 3rd down where, especially now that you've really done a great job running the ball, you have your entire playbook open to you.
3rd and 5 incoming here for the Rams. 3 wide. They've pretty much stuck with 3 wide receivers all afternoon. 2 to the left for Francis. Back to pass. He fakes right. Rolls to his left. Lets it go. Deep shot. Looking for his man at the 20. Brings it in and ends up fumbling it out of bounds. Are they going to call this an incomplete pass? They are an incomplete pass. He had it. Did Paul Summers. And it falls out of bounds. That is a massive break for the Lions. This
is a towering rainbow. Spectacular job. Let's see if he gets it in. 1, 2, 3. I think that's a catch and a fumble.
I am right there with you.
I don't think that's an incomplete pass. I think a fumble out of bounds, which would have been Rams' ball where it went out of bounds at. So the Lions are going to catch a bit of a break there based upon the official's interpretation, because I feel like he had full possession and at least had 2 steps. I mean, yeah, what quantifies a catch can change from moment to moment for some referees.
From half to half, too.
Yes, but that
20-yard line. We're going to have an answer for this trivia question, Tim. My guess was Clemson. Let's get your guess out there before we get the answer. What do you think?
I'm going to go with Clemson as well.
Clemson. Okay, 2 for 2 for Clemson. Let's see what the answer is. Duke. I took a shot and I had Sherrod. Let's see if there's any right guesses in the chat. No right guesses are being told
in the chat. Well, see, and obviously, here a couple of years ago, we had head coach Greg Ellis in here, big UNC guy.
North Carolina.
So unfortunately, we didn't get those ships to pass at the same time. If we could have had
we don't want to see any fights.
We'd have had the Lions-Rams rivalry and UNC Duke on the same battlefield.
Well, here's the thing, Tim.
We might have had to build an octagon around this facility.
This might be a hot take, but Duke-UNC football has no juice to it.
No, it's not,
none at all.
Not nearly the same as basketball, but there's some contrails. There's some waves that
they did blow the whistle.
The helmet comes off. That is the rule. The play goes dead. No more Jason Witten heroics in football. If the helmet comes off, they say you're done. So now they're going to discuss whether or not it was a face mask that brought it off. For me, it looked like it might have come around from the back. Obviously, if you get underneath the back of the helmet, it kind of goes in the same book as a face mask. But we will have we're going to get the conclave together. They're going to vote, and if there's white smoke, it's a face mask.
Tim, they're going to pick up this flag. I think they're going to pick it up.
Well, Holtzclaw would have to leave the field regardless. I guess if it's a penalty, he's allowed to come back on the field.
Yeah. Well, it'll be 4th down regardless. Unless they want him to punt the ball. They need 5 officials. to discuss the outcome. Neither team has made an effort to go forward here, acting as if it would be a face mask.
They're going to send jury instructions back here in a moment. We're going to get the call. Any moment now. The call. And they're marching forward.
There we go.
Personal foul. Face mask. On the defense. Dead ball. Personal foul. On the defense.
It's 30 yards of penalties, Tim.
Both penalties will be enforced. First
Yep,
down.
30 yards of penalties. So they're going to pick up 15 on the face mask and 15 on the dead ball. That's why it's 30 yards.
I did not the dead ball penalty. On the replay, it did look like he got the hand inside the back of the helmet, which it sounds counterintuitive, but that is the same as a face mask. If you go underneath the if you get inside the helmet at all, because right here.
Got him on that
right side. Right there. Yep. He's got the face mask right there. Now, what the dead ball is. Now, okay, see, if they're going to call this the dead ball.
Play's over. He can't hit him. And I guess he
did. That's one of those technicalities. The player's coming in. He's just making a hit on the quarterback who still has the ball in his hand. But technically, the play was blown dead. So that was probably the long discussion is, well, by all technicalities, the moment the helmet comes off, the play is dead. Therefore, it's not really up to him to decide whether he still gets to hit him or not. He's not making a mistake there. He's hitting the quarterback who has the ball in his hands. It's just by the bizarrety of the helmet coming off. But since it's a in-play foul and an after-play foul, it's the Lions' largest gain of the day, I believe. Oh, no, they had a 34-yard touchdown,
they did.
I thought. Yes. So,
but a 30-yard play doesn't hurt.
Yes. Gets them inside Rams territory. A touchdown here would get you back to a 2-score game, and there's still plenty of time left in this one for some wackiness to unfold if you can make something happen here.
1st and 10 in the pistol. Holtzclaw running a speed option. He pitches it out, looking to cut up field. He ends up getting a couple of yards. That time it was Jared Dotson Jr., the running back. Picks up, they're going to say 1 yard.
First time we've seen them run the pitch option here.
2nd and 9. Pick up any sort of yardage today outside of penalties. You did say in pregame you wanted to see some penalties from Texas Wesleyan. I'm not sure they wanted 30 on one play.
No, not 30 on one play, and one of them just kind of being a technical foul by the definition of a technicality.
Pumps, back to pass. Takes a shot deep down the field. A lot of holding going on. I mean,
it's just the pressure that comes in, forces the ball to come out. It's just the pressure that comes in, forces the ball to come out too high in air. He looks right here, and if he's able to throw it earlier, if he delivers that, that's going to be a first down probably. Lamphere has enough momentum going, he's probably going to get it.
They will go for it here on 4th down. 4th and 9 from the 43-yard line. It looks like he's stepping back to punt the ball here, though, Tim, and he will get it away. Little coffin corner goes out of bounds. Might have been a little too much to the side. We'll see where they say this went out of bounds at the 17-yard line. There we see the Judah Holtzclaw punt again. This time pins him inside the 20-yard line. So not a bad punt. But Tim, I actually would like to see them go for it there. You're down 23 in the 3rd quarter.
Especially against an offense where you gain 25, 30 yards there. That can vanish in one play. We don't have a win probability model in front of us, but we know what it is right now, down 30-7. However, if you get a score down 30-16, then you're one fumble return that maybe you pull later when you're just trying to pick up the first down and run the rest. One that maybe you pull later when you're just trying to pick up the first down and run the rest of the clock out. In this situation, like I said, 23 points feels insurmountable. Right up until the second that it's not. So you punt this one away, you keep it safe.
Punt is away, and it's a good one. Fair catch called for and brought in just right at that 35-yard line. They're going to say at the 34. So Nelson gets a stop on defense, and they come back out trying to get anything to go here on offense. It's really been a struggle here so far today.
I want to go ahead and hype up the defense a little bit. That's 2 3 and outs now to start the second.
So far
I want to go ahead and hype up the defense a little bit. That's 2 3 and outs now to start the second half. And when you look at that first half, you put 30 up on it's a high grade, but 3 of those touchdowns came from deep in your own territory, the 24, the 35, the 34, against a team as good as Texas Wesleyan. When you spot them 35 to 34, against a team as good as Texas Wesleyan, when you spot them 65% of the field, the end zone. So 21 of those 30 points were almost automatic.
1st and 10, here's Holtzclaw. Will hand it off to Sanders. Sanders runs into the back of his line, bounces it to the outside, and then goes out of bounds. That's about a 2-yard carry there from Marvin Sanders.
And Sanders is one of those guys that excels when he gets a lane. When he gets a lane, he's got the speed and the elusiveness. He's not going to do much when he has that much between him and daylight. Running backs could.
2nd and 8 incoming here for Nelson in this offense. Tight formation stacked to the left of Holtzclaw, sends Fuller in motion. Little counter run here to Sanders. Sanders picks up another 2 yards, makes it 3rd and 6.
Tackle made by number 8, Sherrod.
So this has been an area that the Lions haven't been in much today, these 3rd and mid situations. It's been a lot of 3rd and long and then a couple of 3rd and shorts. So this will be an interesting, and you can almost see them have to slow down here and think about it. I can't really recall too many situations where you have a wide open playbook, but they're going to go no setbacks, 5 wide here on 3rd and 6.
5 wide, 3 to the left, 2 to the right here for Holtzclaw. They bring pressure. They bring 6. He has to let it go. Has a man wide open in the middle of the field. It's Fuller. Zach Fuller. A foot race. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Huge score for Nelson on a long pitch and catch from Judah Holtzclaw to Zach Fuller. 62 yards to the end zone.
The Rams completely lost Fuller, which is wild as he is the primary target for Judah Holtzclaw. Coming right out, the pressure comes. That is the responsibility of Jalen Beasley. He's the one that's supposed to be on Fuller. Instead, he comes on the blitz with everyone in his face. Claw throws a little, essentially a pop pass to midfield. Just like that, the Lions score their first quarter and have trimmed this game back to a 30-14 ball game.
90 seconds.
Fuller with the 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And he's got 82 yards on 2 touchdowns alone, does Zach Fuller. Let's take a look at some of these games that have happened around the country. Hey, that Marion and Texas Wesleyan game ended up a 10-point game, 52-42. So I'm sorry, Indiana Wesleyan. Sorry, Texas Wesleyan on the brain. Marion versus Indiana Wesleyan, 52-42. So they took something back there with 4 left. Benedictine putting the beating on Peru State, 63-30. And then Montana Western up 28-7 over Dickinson State. Montana Tech and College of Idaho, Tim.
That's a doozy of a game right there. Looks like they just had an interception.
22 versus 5. That's a matchup right there.
And Montana Tech is hanging on up 20, and they are the one who just got the interception there with under 5 to play.
Big
so
turnover.
That is a huge turnover as they'll look to try to salt this one away and maintain again 2.
The Yotes or are they the Yotes? Because it's a coyote as their mascot.
I'm pretty sure
it's got to
the
be the
Yotes.
Yeah, you know, hey.
Pretty sure it's the Yotes.
I actually like College of Idaho Yotes. I like that. As you look at the statistics today here, Tim, between Texas Wesleyan and Nelson, total yardage, not a ton separating them. It's just short fields.
The ones we're missing right here, 1 turnover, 5 turnovers. that is the missing stat right there that explains why this is still a 16-point ball game. But as I said, 23 points is insurmountable right up until the second that it's not. The Lions have fought themselves into what I like to call goofy territory. If something goofy happens, everybody in this building who's been kind of leaning back saying, all right, let's get this second half over with, will lean forward in a hurry.
As we get ready for the kickoff here after the Nelson touchdown, makes it a 30-14 game. He will kick it deep. Fielded at the 4-yard line. Gets it up to the 25, spins, and then is carrying a couple of defenders with them past that 25-yard line, and now we got a scuffle. A flag comes in.
We had scuffles on both ends of the field.
It is getting chippy here in Waxahachie. We'll see what they go with here. One flag on the field, but this could go either way or both ways, as we've seen.
There was wrestling beforehand. Now the question is one of those where they end up calling both, or are they just going to get the retaliating player, as it was Texas Wesleyan that came in and delivered the shove, kind of the blind shove at the end. If so, it'd be their third 15-yard penalty in the last 2 drives.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike. On the receiving team, number 20. 15 yards.
Yep. So they're just going to go with the one, and that typically what you have in that situation is you have 2 guys that are down there scuffling.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know, it's almost like that's their fight. You know, let them scuffle it out. As you see right here, wrapped up. And right here is where you got the scuffling. Both are kind of going at it. They've wrestled each other to the ground. But here is what you can't do. You can't be the guy that comes in and stands up and shoves them to the ground after the fact. It's almost like once you're on the ground, you got to hold each other's jerseys. Once you stand up, the fight's got to end. So the Rams will set up inside their own for the second straight drive.
First down, facing pressure, evades the first defender. He's going to take off and duck out of bounds after a gain of about 5.
Great job there by Francis. This looked like he was going to go down for a sack, and a little bit of danger having to move the ball in his hands even.
We haven't seen him run too much. It looks like he's got a little bit behind him. He can get it going if he needs to.
Picks up 4.5. But the most important thing is evades the disaster that could have unfolded.
2nd and 5, they will hand it off. Gets it to the outside. Flag does come in on that backside in the area of holding. It did look a little weird as he was cutting it to the left.
Yeah, too much time develops here. You'll see how much time it takes. And right
there
there
it is.
yep.
Travion Jones got held.
And that happens when everybody locks into place and the running back can't find a hole and has to go to the outside. Once the defense starts shifting to the right, it becomes so hard. And what becomes a great block, if you guys squared up and you got 2 hands in his jersey but you're staring him in the eyes, you're fine. The moment he's able to cut to the left on you and pulls that jersey, now it's holding. So the Rams are now pushed inside their own 10. These penalties are really starting to sting them. I know I brought it up in pregame, but I was talking more about the fight, getting out there and fighting. They've shown plenty of fight today, no question, but it's starting to bite them a little bit here as they're looking at 2nd and 15 inside their own 10-yard line.
Hunter Schultz was the player flagged with the hold. Nelson brings pressure. Looks like it's the same play. Cuts it back up the middle of the field. Now he's got room to run. And a beautiful open field tackle from Amin White. Not only saves a touchdown, but he keeps it at 3rd down and about 2. Tim, that was dangerously close to breaking free.
This is a great run. Picks up all his lanes, and he's pointing right there, saying, somebody block him. Amin White on an island. If he is unable to make that, that's why he was pointing so frantically. He says, if somebody can clear this guy out of the way, I'm gone. White, as you said, saves a touchdown and, even more importantly, brings up a 3rd down where the Lions play.
Third and 2 here for the Rams. Back to pass. Let's go to the middle of the field. He's got his man for the first down. That'll move the sticks. A big pickup there for Texas Wesleyan. It felt a little of the Lions. That feels like a very big first down.
Huge because, again, up 16 can get interesting in a hurry. Does a good job of sitting down on that hit.
New set of downs here for Texas Wesleyan as they are content to use every second of that play clock. Walk out of here, hopefully, if you're a Rams fan, with a win. Not quite over yet for Nelson. Got to get off the field here on defense. 1st and 10, here's Francis. 3 receivers will hand it off. Looking to cut it upfield, but he's brought down by a couple of Lions defenders, and a good job to stay stout, bring him down for a loss of 2. That was Mark Benjamin.
Up front, nowhere to go. And a host of Lions brings him down, starting with Aiden Sosa. Keeps the Rams behind the sticks right now. Again, if you get a quarter remaining still, a quarter plus remaining, then you can start thinking about ways you could make this really interesting if the defense can make another stand here.
Francis back to pass, looking in the middle of the field. It's almost intercepted off the hands of the defensive back for Nelson. Jordan Walker had a beat on it, just could not bring it in.
He makes the move, breaks up the pass, but he's dying because he gets 2 hands on that one. he's able to cleanly pull it in, he's going to have room to run with as well.
Passing complete
He's dropping back, reading the receiver, sees the ball coming, makes a perfect read on it. It was a little bit tougher on you look at the replay there. Ronnie Schneider's going to get his hands around in there too, but now a 3rd and long. A must stop for the Lions.
Bunch formation.
And another.
And unfortunately for the Rams,
yeah, you see it right there. Yeah, pretty clear. Once the shoulder pad is deformed, and then could have called one right there as well. Really, you had 2 different holds. So now a 3rd and extremely long. This is where, if you are the Lions, just play sound. You can give up 18 yards here and be fine. Don't bump anybody. Don't pick up a penalty. Play sound football here, and you're going to get the ball back.
3rd and 22. Back to pass. Francis lets it go into the flat, has his man. He's just going to get brought down out of bounds. That'll make it flat, has his man. He's just going to get brought down out of bounds. That'll make it 4th and very long. And you got to think the punting unit will come out, and they will.
Rams go with the safety option here, which I'm not sure if I wouldn't have tried to challenge the Lions downfield. See if you could draw a pass interference or something like that to keep this drive going.
I'll tell you what, Tim, that they do end up punting. They got a couple of first downs. This short drive only to the 30-yard line, that took up quite a bit of time.
Yeah, the clock is still their ally, to be sure. And it does not hurt that they burned, what was that, about 4.5 minutes?
Yeah, that felt like a long drive just to get to the 30-yard line. Amin White gets brought down, fumbles, but he was down by contact before the ball popped loose. Nelson will take over at the 25-yard line.
Media timeout. 90 seconds.
Crosby.
Earlier this week here for the Nelson University sports family, the Lady Lions cross-country team set a school record. They shattered the program 5K record by nearly a full minute, averaging 20 minutes and 36 seconds as a squad to run a 5K. Tim, you and I are getting up there in years. I don't think we could hit that 20-minute mark for a 5K. I don't know about you.
You know, I'm a couple minutes off that, and I haven't measured since the second baby to see exactly. You know, maybe we should. You know, I'm just throwing the idea that maybe the Nelson University Sports Network, we all just as a team.
No, I'm
run,
good.
Run
I'm
a 5K.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Run a 5K. See what our average is.
A combined 5K. Anyway,
yeah, I take 1K. You take the next.
I'll take half a K. Every Lady Lion, all 8 of the team members clocked a personal best. So each team member, all-time best for them, and it really helped break that program record by a full minute. Their effort produced a signature upset over John Brown, who are currently receiving national votes in the cross-country record, or the cross-country standings. The Lady Lions are now receiving votes in the NAIA Top 25 for the first time in program history. Tim, I find that cross-country team, they were very good, both the men's and women. So the fact that they're just now receiving votes, I think it's a little bit past due that they start to get a little bit of recognition due the Lady Lions cross-country team. So big shout out to the Lady Lions cross-country.
Now, something I'm trying to wrap my head around. I understand a top 25 in football because Texas Wesleyan doesn't play Montana Western. Indiana Wesleyan doesn't play Ottawa, Arizona. So you have to kind of make a judgment call on where people are ranked.
Nelson wants a chance to claw back in this one. They've got to score on this drive. Takes the handoff, back to pass, middle of the field looking for Fuller. It's middle of the field looking for Fuller. Almost intercepted that time by defensive back Nick Williams on the backside.
That was a dangerous throw. 2 separate Rams had chances at that one, and after Fuller went completely unguarded on the touchdown, I don't think that mistake is getting made again. He was blanketed underneath and over the top. Really was going to be no chance of getting that one to him.
3rd and incoming here for Nelson. 5 wide, empty backfield here for Judah Holtzclaw. The Rams bring pressure. Lets it go to the middle of the field. Has his man. It's complete, and then a first down to Greg Guidry as he's fired up. Moves the sticks, and the Lions still moving here on offense.
A quick crossing route. Plants his plenty of space needed at that point, but he's got the head of steam to get there. A big 3rd down conversion.
Around midfield. Around midfield.
Check in here as Montana Tech has the ball. Oh, I think we're going to hear fourth as Montana Tech has the ball. Oh, I think we're going to hear 4th and 2. Ooh. College of Idaho has 1 timeout, a first down here. So we're going to check right in here and see. We're going to commentate the grand finale of this one.
4th and 2, Montana Tech from the shotgun. Sends a man in motion. They will snap it. Quarterback keeper up the field. It looks like he's got enough, and that will seal it for Montana Tech. They're going to walk away with a win over College of Idaho. A tough-fought battle, a 3-point game. That is all, Tim.
3 points. 27-24 is such a nice score. 24 is such a nice score. Such a nice,
aesthetically pleasing.
You can tell you had some offense. The defenses did their job. It wasn't some, 55-51, shootout. Everybody did their job at some point today, and it all ends on a 4th down conversion as Montana Tech will definitely maintain their top 5 ranking now.
2nd and 7, incoming to backfield here for Holtzclaw. Sends a man in motion. B.J. Clark, he's going to fake the handoff. Back to pass. Holtzclaw steps up, facing pressure, and he's going to get brought down for a sack that makes it 3rd and very long here. A stoppage in play as a player's helmet comes off for Texas Wesleyan. That was Isaac Villasenor.
Moment. He's got his man. B.J. Clark was open, but he could not get rid of it in time and takes a really tough sack.
It looks like they're going to let this go to the quarter as the Nelson Lions find themselves down 30-14 heading into the 4th quarter. 15 minutes to play and trying to claw their way back into this one. As we get ready for the 4th quarter and the fans are putting their 4s up, let's talk a little bit about the men's soccer team here for this past week. They played University of Dallas, and they beat them 4-0 in the 23rd minute. Sergio Lopez Garcia broke through with a finish to give Nelson the lead, and the Lions carried their 1-0 advantage into halftime. And then after that halftime break, it looks like they put 3 more goals onto the finish. Teddy Kamayani stole the show. I hope I got that right. Scoring twice in a 4-minute span. Lopez Garcia with the assist in the 55th, and then another with Tyler Peliquin in the 59th with an assist. The Lions capped the scoring in the 70th minute when Delgado finished a chance to seal the 4-0 result with the win over the University of Dallas. Next up, they are going to be playing Central Christian in Student Athletic Conference play. 3:30. It looks like that game is underway. We did see the women's soccer go final 3-0, and the men find themselves down 1-0. And then the next broadcast Tuesday at 5 p.m. against Southwestern Christian. We see the men's soccer team on the Nelson University Sports Network broadcast. Back to pass here on 3rd and long. Empty backfield. Holtzclaw steps up. He's going to take it off himself. He's got to make something happen here. Makes a hurdle. Spins off a tackle and ends up about a yard short. Judah Holtzclaw putting the team on his back. Makes it 4th and 1. That is unbelievable, Tim.
You got to go for it now. Holy cow. Judah Holtzclaw, he's 6'5", and he's around 12 feet in the air here. Look at that, and lands it cleanly and picks up 4 more yards after the fact.
Oh my goodness, makes it 4th and 1. They come out in your favorite formation, Tim, the tush push, and they're going to push forward. Cloud of dust.
I don't know if he got it.
Not a lot of momentum. Up short. The tush push does not work for the Lions. This isn't Philly. Now it's going to be a turnover on downs for the Lions. But what an effort from Judah Holtzclaw to even set up a 4th and 1.
Yeah, and this is a tough one because it's not quite a yard, it's half, and there is absolutely no movement off of the line, and the play dies. Oh, you hate that. It's like one of those, diving one-handed catches that gets erased because of a holding call. You have this spectacular hurdle that gets you in a position where you can go for it on 4th down, and the Lions are unable to pick up that yard. Let's go back to it for just a moment, though, before we move too far away. Just watch the awareness. First of all, the pocket collapses. This is not a designed running play. He's going right here. At this point, he can take a slide and go down. look at him go up, get both legs up. The most impressive thing, lands it at the 50, doesn't have his own balance yet, and is able to pick up those 4 extra yards that made it a situation you could go for it. It just stings so much that you could not finish it.
First down run goes nowhere. In fact, loses about 4, maybe 3 yards. Bring up 2nd and 13.
Mark Benjamin tackled.
I think that's the 3rd or 4th consecutive 1st and 10 that the Rams have lost 2 or 3 yards on a running play. So we talked about the success they had found in the latter half of the first half. That has vanished here in the second half so far. The Lions defense has responded well.
Francis, high snap again, hands it off. Benjamin up the middle, picks up maybe half a yard. I think they're going to mark him at make it 3rd and 13.
Absolutely no room, and these Lions blitzers are getting through. The full line has collapsed and finishing the job off right there. Number 93 for the Lions, Daniel Marquez. 3rd and long yet again. Chance to get your offense back on that field and keep your slim hopes alive in this one.
3rd and long. Francis back to pass, lets it go, looking for that sideline through the hands of his intended receiver. That was TJ Curtis. So 3 and out here for the Rams. More importantly, an incomplete pass does stop the clock.
And Curtis was at the 43. If he is able to put this into his hands, that's a first down, just a little bit out of his reach. And so after the failed 4th down conversion, with the Rams taking over with good field position, Lions defense, has come to play in this second half.
And we saw that same thing a couple weeks ago against the Spirit, Ottawa of Arizona Spirit.
That at the moment, it looks like we've got something here. Now, there was movement on both sides. The question is, were the Lions across the line of scrimmage when the Rams jumped? No, they're going to call it a false start.
Moving back 5. I'm not sure that's the worst thing for the Rams. They're punting off a big leg. And maybe pin Nelson inside the 10 with this extra 5 yards of cushion. So I'm not sure that's the worst penalty in the world.
But yeah, against the Spirit, you were down 28-7 in the first half. Some of that due to very short fields. And the final score, 28-7. Pitched a shutout in the second half, kept your offense, at least gave them chances. Here you're down 30-7, 21 of those points exclusively because of short fields. You've pitched a shutout in the second half. Your offense still has a chance in this one because of what your defense has done. So you're at now 3+ scoreless quarters in the second half at home this year against the 2 best teams. Has been, there's no other way to put it, really, really good, even though there's 30 points on the board.
Punt is away, a spiraling punt down at the 10, takes a bounce into the end zone. He needed that extra 5 yards, and it barely clipped into that end zone. Ends up being a touchback. Tim, we've got some more trivia coming your way here on the Nelson University Sports Network. Here we go. Texas Wesleyan has won 66 national championships in what sport? I have a guess, and I think it's a little sneaky. It's a little sneaky trick question, but I have a guess, and I just want you to hear me out on this.
Okay, I'm racking my brain on this one because you've got this sport has to have been around for 66 years.
It doesn't. I don't think so. I don't think it does. I think that in esports, each individual game could count as a national championship. I'm going esports. That's my guess. 1st and 10, they'll pitch it out to the outside from the shotgun, and it ends up being a few yards. Put your guesses in the chat. Let us know what you think. You think it's basketball? Do you think it's baseball, football? I know they have a winning table tennis program, so maybe if it's even a little ping pong action.
The table tennis came to mind because that's always my favorite little fact about Texas Wesleyan is that they're even good at ping pong. But I don't think they've won 66
what about
individual titles. I don't know.
Wrestling.
This is how Michael Phelps stacks all his stuff. Is you get a sport with a ton of different things, where you can have individual national champions.
Yeah.
There's no way a football team can ever win 66 national championships.
It'd be the greatest team of all time.
Yeah, in any level of sport. Or, we're talking about the NCAA in 500 years when finally Alabama's at 66 or something. I do like the direction you're going with esports, and that does sound interesting to me.
Wrestling has been around for a while. I have wrestling national championships. I think I might actually I don't know if Texas Wesleyan has a wrestling program. First and 10 here for
I know they have an
Holtzclaw.
esports program, so I think they may be on to something.
Big
Blown
hit.
up.
They catch the ball. They catch the reception on the outside, and a huge hit. And that's one that you think maybe you don't want your guy to hold on to, but Quentin Jones is down after the big hit. He did hold on to it, so it makes it 2nd and 15, but man, that's got to take a lot out of you.
And this is on Zach Fuller to block somebody. He does not do his job and gets hammered, and he goes down hard on that left shoulder. Hopefully just a stinger. He's up and jogging now. So yeah, that play can only work if the lead receiver locks his man up, puts a body on him and blocks him. It's a tough play though, because if you hit him too early, it's pass interference.
I think we're going to get an answer here, Tim. 66 national championships in what sport? Let's see. Table tennis.
It is the table tennis.
And they have individual championships in table tennis. So we were on the right track.
I
on the right track.
I should have just put my guess. I knew they were excellent there, but I guess, yeah, when you stack up individuals, team, doubles, there's a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Again, same thing with tennis in general. So you can stack those total championships with team tennis, doubles tennis, singles, mixed doubles. So I'm not sure all the parameters of table tennis. I will, in fact, admit my limitations.
I know we're talking about a little trivia question, but not to sneak anything by. That Wayland Baptist Texas College game over there.
If that time is correct, they are averaging 3 points a minute in that game right now.
Wow.
Total. 14:29 left in the third quarter.
Tell you what, there's a lot of good guesses in the chat. Wrestling, golf table tennis. We did see someone get it right. I think it was Christopher Ohan, table tennis. Shout out, Christopher. You're on the right track. I thought maybe I was being a little cheeky there with esports, but it's same thing.
It probably hasn't been around quite as long, but I do think you're correct.
Yeah.
You can win the Smash Bros. You can win the Rocket League, 2K, all that.
Yeah, anything. Holtzclaw back to pass on second and long. Lets it go. Lets it go. Right at the first down marker. A flag does come in late. Wondering if they're going to find OPI here.
That's
maybe
what I'm worried about. He's signaling it. Pointing towards the Lions. When you get those turnaround, hitch routes, sometimes you extend your arms too much to create the separation.
Did you say Tetris?
Number 9. 15 yards.
I don't know. I don't know if they have that.
Oh, I don't know if they have it at college levels. It's pretty competitive.
Interesting. It'll make it second and very long here for Nelson. It was a good throw and catch. This is the separation created via push-off. That's going to march the Lions back, make it 2nd and 27.
That's tough. You had 2nd and 14, which is manageable. Take one chunk here to one chunk there. You get it on one play, but the penalty now has you into needing to make something real big happen here.
2nd and a mile here for Nelson. Holtzclaw is going to try to get it to the outside to Fuller. Falls incomplete. Would have made it 3rd and a little less than a mile. It's 3rd and long now here for Nelson.
I like the look here. You got lots of separation, and then if he's able to, you got lots of separation, and then if he's able to catch this, you got all this right here to run for. Not enough separation at the end. The defender crashed in too quickly. So I like the look. I like the fact that Holtzclaw immediately committed to it. There was no other way to make it work. But if you had delivered that play perfectly, maybe you're able to pick up 15, 20 yards. Instead, now you're in, 3rd and 27. 3rd and 27. Not many plays in the playbook for this one.
3rd and long. Holtzclaw back to pass. Another sack here for Texas Wesleyan in this Rams defense. Another sack here for Texas Wesleyan in this Rams defense. They have been up to the task here, not just in the second half, but they've been really good to start this game, or to close this game here into the fourth quarter.
Nowhere to go with it, and it's possible he's going to gain just enough yards that it won't go down as a sack. Looks like it's going to be no gain, so he will avoid the sack distinction there. But regardless, after another situation where the Lions get the ball back, they've now had the ball back twice, down just 16. Turnover on downs, the last one, and then this drive never got going. The lost yardage on the bubble screen, the penalty, too much to overcome.
Block. Texas Wesleyan's going to recover in the end zone for a touchdown, a special teams touchdown for the Rams. And this is just turned ugly, Tim. Wow, that turned ugly, Tim. Wow, that snap took about three hops back to the punter, and it's just a nightmare.
That's been a problem all year for the Lions. It's the most basic thing. You never ever think about it until it becomes a dire situation. And after spending the entire third quarter just hanging around the edge, like I said, in what I like to call the silly zone, where we only need one silly thing to happen, and then this is a ball game again. It all unravels with a couple of penalties, and then a mishandling of special teams. Will put the Rams back up by 23 points. That's not going to go into the books as a turnover. It's a block punt. It's just a clean change of possession. That's just not going to happen. Honestly, such great pressure coming in right there from number 26. I think it might have been blocked anyways.
Yeah. Let's go to another shout out here for the Nelson University sports family. Mackenzie Smith named the NCCAA Student Athlete of the Week, not just the SAC Athlete of the Week, the National Athlete of the Week. Lady Lions 2-1 record in conference action this past week. There you can see her numbers: 36 kills, 360 kill percentage, and 8 blocks, just both ends, offense and defense. Really good for Mackenzie Smith. Opened the week with back-to-back 14 kill performances against these Texas Wesleyan Rams. Passing it on, the family name, Nick Moore, the head coach now for the Lady Lions.
Obviously, Hank Moore was
yes, of course. Yeah.
I still credit him. He's the godfather of that program. Built them from the late 90s on, and has now stepped aside, and his son taking the way.
A legacy,
yes,
Tim. A legacy,
and a legacy that now lives on directly. It's something he built, a team that started, was competitive for years and years and years, and is now simply one of the best teams in the nation. So the Lions now a little bit deflated. You've been at that 16, like I said, one score, and you're back to a one-score game. You still have a lot of time to try to make something happen here.
And they start with a screen, and it goes nowhere. Ends up losing a yard.
As I was saying, it's not going to go down as a it's not going to go down as a 7 points you can't pin. 7 points you can't pin on your defense. You got 37 points here, and 28 of them have come as a result of turnovers or a special teams error. You're in a situation, you're down 23 right now. When you're playing a team as good as Texas Wesleyan, if you've got 5 turnovers and a block punt in the end zone, you should be lucky you're only down 23. It's a testament to this defense that this isn't 67-14.
Letting it go across the middle of the field, underthrown for Zach Fuller. Flag on the backside, far sideline, right at the 20-yard line. I'm not sure, it came well into the play. Illegal shift or illegal motion on the line back 5.
If they choose to accept it.
Yeah, if they accept it.
Could just bring us to 3rd and long.
3rd and 11.
No, they'll spot it there, so it looks like the Rams will decline.
Illegal shield on the offense. Number 20 and number 9. That penalty decline. Results of the play. Third down.
It will bring up 3rd and 11. And these 3rd down and longs have been a nightmare for Nelson. Texas Wesleyan has shown that they're willing to bring pressure on these 3rd and longs. So we'll see what they come out here on defense. 9:45 left to play here in Waxahachie. I know it's a long shot, Tim, but if they want any chance at a comeback, it's got to come. They need some quick, long scores.
Oh, yeah. You have to put up points and put them up in the next 2 minutes.
Lets it go on the run. Has his man at the 45. Brought down. That's on that backside. Greg Guidry with the long pitch and catch. Moves the chains for Nelson and these Lions.
2 huge 3rd down conversions from Guidry in this game now. And another situation, Holtzclaw Fluckett. He is so good, especially rolling out to his right. He is so good at going on the run and delivering an accurate pass. That is so difficult. And we've seen him do it time and time again so far this season.
Texas Wesleyan brings 3. Holtzclaw rolls out, completes it to the sideline, falls out of bounds, makes it 2nd and 1. And there's almost instant pressure on a 3-man rush. You're not going to get going much on offense if you're getting pressure off 3.
The only way is, again, the way Holtzclaw has had to do it. Quickly break the pocket. He can't ever plant his feet, so he's having to run and throw. Doesn't even have a chance to plant his feet on the outside. Typically, you want to roll out to the right and come to a stop. He's having to throw half.
He steps up as he's facing pressure. He's going to take off. He's got the first down, slides down past the 40-yard line. That'll move the chains, and Nelson it seems like they're taking their foot off the gas a little bit on the defensive front, not bringing as many blitzes as they did earlier in this game.
Yeah, dropping back, playing it safe. Oh, do we have I'm looking at the white hat here again. Looks like we got a long discussion.
No flag.
Okay,
it doesn't look like there's a flag.
For a second, it looked like he was motioning to move the ball backwards.
1st and 10, empty backfield here for back to pass here on 1st down. Takes off, up the pocket again, climbs. He's going to keep it himself, spins. Didn't really fake anyone out there with that one, but he brings up about a 4-yard carry, make it 2nd and 6.
The Rams are probably a little bit in mathematical territory now of the one thing you can't do is allow a 75-yard touchdown. If you allow a 75-yard touchdown drive that takes 3 minutes, you're probably still looking okay.
2nd and 6 here for Holtzclaw. They come out. Takes a snap, will fake the handoff, back to pass. Looking deep down the middle of the field, has B.J. Clark in, and he's going to be down at the 11. He took
he couldn't hang on to it.
Had it and rolled over and lost it. That is unfortunate. I thought he had it. B.J. Clark usually so sure-handed, could not bring it in.
It's the adjustment here at the end because he has to. If he leads him better, it's an easy catch. He has to turn around for it. Has it here, and then it comes
right
loose.
At the last second. Yep.
That is tough.
If he drops it, if it comes out and he stays on top of it, they might have ruled that a catch.
Yeah.
As long as you can't see it come out,
as long as you can hide it from the back judge, you're safe.
3rd and 6. Holtzclaw is going to keep it himself. I think this is more of a, we're going for it on field about 4th and 5 as he picked up 1 on the keeper. And they will indeed keep the offense on the field.
Oh yeah, a field goal doesn't do anything for a long one anyways. We haven't had a chance to see Cade Whitehead kick a field goal here at Lumpkins yet, which is a bummer because we've seen him hit from 60 here warming up. So I kind of want to see him stretch that leg out at some point.
He's warming up, but I think he even knows that he's not going to get a crack at it here despite how close they get. He's not going to get a shot. 4th and 5, empty backfield here for Holtzclaw. Texas Wesleyan looks like they're going to bring 3, and they do. They run a little stunt, little twist. Holtzclaw runs out to his left, lets go across his body into traffic, and it's brought in. Greg Guidry, what a catch, zugs it in, moves the chains for the Lions, and they're inside the 15-yard line.
Mr. 3rd down, Guidry. This is one of those, as soon as he lets it go, I'm thinking coverage, and Guidry's going to get hammered from 3 different directions.
Oh, my goodness.
And somehow hangs on to it for another huge 3rd down conversion from the receiver.
5 wide again here for Holtzclaw, empty backfield, sending a man in motion. Takes a snap, back to pass, they bring pressure, he faces it across the middle. Oh, a massive hit to Guidry. A huge hit, he's slow to get up, but he held on to it. As it stands, it's gonna be I thought maybe he had enough for the first down, but they're gonna mark him about a yard shy. That is a massive hit. And he is off to the sideline slowly, but the fact that he held on to that is incredible.
Put a football in your hands, go out to your driveway and have somebody hit you with your car and see if you're hanging on to it. That is how impressive that was by Guidry. 2 clutch catches in a row while being absolutely slaughtered by DBs. Lions are in 2nd and 1.
Will keep it himself, and he's hit hard. He's going to go down for a loss of a few.
Rams read the read option that time.
Make it 3rd and 5 now. And they're only blocking 5.
Yep.
Math works in that situation. 3rd and 5 incoming here now for Nelson. They'll get a first down, rather, if they can get the ball to the 3-yard line. Holtzclaw back to pass, facing pressure. He gets rid of it, just throws it to the flat as he got hit. and it falls incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down, and a field goal does nothing for you here. You got to go for it here on 4th down.
This is honestly good by Holtzclaw just to get rid of it, and did have an intended receiver in the area, so no danger of roughing the passer. Guidry steps back into the game now. 4th and 5. Like I said, you only need 5 to pick up the first down. You can keep the drive alive. That under 5 minutes to play, and at least then you have the honor of kicking an onside kick.
4th and 5 incoming. He's got 4 wide, 2 either side here for Holtzclaw. Guidry, who just came back into the game, standing in the slot. Holtzclaw back to pass, facing pressure. He's going to have to roll out to his right. He's got a lot of grass in front of him. Stops, plants his feet, looking to the back of the end zone. It falls incomplete. Turnover on downs. Holtzclaw wants a flag, maybe thinking that there was some contact as he let that ball go. But as it stands, Wesleyan will come back out with possession. Let's take a live look in at the games that are going on around the country here in the NAIA. Wayland Baptist almost 60 against Texas College, 59-40. And yeah, same final as last week, only there are 9:43 left to go in the 3rd quarter. So a lot of game to be played. We could be.
This defense has really done such an excellent job today. When you factor in all the short fields they've had to face, and factor in the fact that one of the Lions' only 2 touchdowns came off of a forced fumble, where the Lions, the only time the Lions set up shop inside Texas Wesleyan's field position today before. The defense has done a really good job. The Rams under 300 total yards right now. That you can't ask for much more against a team of this caliber from Texas Wesleyan to hold them under 300 yards with just some scraps left in the 4th quarter.
There you see the numbers for Texas Wesleyan. Cole Francis, a very efficient day today. And him take a lot of deep shots downfield. He's the backup quarterback for Texas Wesleyan. He's not afraid to take a shot. With the injury to Carson Rogers, taking his chances. Where?
Third down.
86 is in the area. I didn't. Where?
Third down.
86 is in the area. I did not see 86 in the area.
Yeah, 86 is blocking in this situation. I guess he is technically
he is a receiver.
A receiver. Oh, come on.
That's bad. That's terrible. That's bad. That is a blown, another
standing in the back of the end zone that's blown 3 of them now.
Terrible. 3rd and 11 incoming here for Texas Wesleyan. They will hand it off, try to chew more clock. Up ahead, they're content with just a couple of yards, and Nelson will take another timeout. It'll be 4th down.
Timeout. Nelson.
Athletic complex. We got a new sign. We got a new sign here in front of the athletic complex. It's looking real good. Here in front of the athletic complex, it's looking real good. Although I thought those were lawnmowers for a second. I'm like, aren't we on turf? No. New turf, soccer/football field, track and field, future home of Nelson football and soccer broadcasts, as we've seen earlier today. Those broadcasts have returned. And I'll tell you what, Tim, if these football broadcasts are going to look anything like these soccer broadcasts, this field is going to be beautiful, and I can't wait to call this action with you here on that new Lions Athletic Complex.
It looks spectacular. Day games love those as well, but those night shots, just the campus scene behind, looks absolutely spectacular. Do use a timeout after that, so they're down. Use a timeout after that, so they're down to just 1 timeout remaining. So they will get the ball back, hopefully with good field position. 4:22 currently remaining, so not a lot of time to stage a comeback. And so the Lions will, for the first time since the 1st quarter, start a drive on the other end of the 50. Not just the other end of the 50. Their best field position outside of that single drive that started in the Rams field position was their own 35. So they haven't even been close to midfield. The field position battle has been clearly won today, although the Rams haven't started beyond the 50 in this half either. So it's been just exchanging punts back and forth for most of this half.
1st and 10 here for the Lions. 4:11 left to play here in the 4th quarter. 4 wide, 2 either side here for Holtzclaw. He sends a man in motion. Back to pass. Holtzclaw facing pressure, gets hit as he throws. Finds his man Clark. Clark making a man miss, lowering the shoulder. Taken down just about a yard shy of the first down. Unless they say he stepped out of bounds. They are going to say he stepped out of bounds before he tried to make that initial last move. And right there at the 40. I think could have said he stepped out at the 40 instead of a couple.
Now the clock didn't stop, however.
3:50 left to go. Holtzclaw, 2nd and 3. Fakes the handoff. He's back to pass. Lets it go. Looking deep down the field. Looking for Fuller. Fuller has a step. Fuller brings it in. Touchdown Lions. A quick strike. Zach Fuller's 3rd 18-point game here.
Wait for that to update, but that's going to put Zach Fuller at just shy of 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. What a gorgeous throw. There is no doubt who Judah Holtzclaw's favorite receiver is right now, and Fuller has time and time again today come away with some huge. There it is. 186, 3 touchdowns, 8 catches. That is a monster stat line. Meanwhile, Holtzclaw goes over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns on the day. Just got those 3 picks and a fumble as well. That is your storyline right now. You got 3:39 left. You're going to line up for the onside, I assume. But at the end of this, I mean, look at this. You're now beating the Rams total yards. You're 120 more passing yards than them. This just comes down to the fact that in the first half, you lost a turnover battle by 4 in a game where you were clearly the underdog. If you take 1 or 2 of those away, we're not talking about extracurricular onside kicks right now. We're biting our fingernails to the end of a thrill ride.
It looks like they are setting up for an onside kick attempt here. 3:39 left to play in the 4th quarter. Tim, things get weird when it comes to these onside kicks. So we'll see what they come out and do. It's high in the air, and it's It's Nelson Ball. They've got it. 2-score game, 3:38 left to go, and that ball bounced perfectly over the Texas Wesleyan return the hands team, and running for Nelson was Deontay Saunier.
Look at that goofy.
Wow.
That ball bounced 25 feet in the air on that second kick.
Saunier, yep.
For all the special teams troubles the Lions have had, that is about the most textbook beauty. Hey, don't go anywhere, folks. The Lions have the ball at the 48-yard line. Let's just see what kind of goofiness happens.
Holtzclaw looks like he's going to face pressure. Texas Wesleyan drops back. Holtzclaw stepping up in the pocket. He's going to take off himself and slide, and he takes a hit. That's got to be 15, and it is. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty on Texas Wesleyan. It should give the Lions a first down. Holtzclaw slides and gets hit, not just hit in the head.
Yeah. That's one of those when you're going, you have to try to make the adjustment and go high. It's tough with these quarterbacks when they're running full steam at you and they can decide to slide at any second. It is tough for you to calibrate as a defensive player, but it's going to be 15 yards. I assume.
There's 2 flags on the field, Tim.
They're both in the vicinity for the hit. Now, the question is, are they discussing targeting perhaps? Because it should be pretty clear what the penalty was. But it wouldn't be a flag today if we didn't have a conversation about it.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Late hit. On the defense. Number 99. 15 yards.
So it is a 15-yard penalty. So Nelson picks up a first down via penalty.
And it stops the clock. That penalty will stop the clock. So, I mean, this is tough. I have nothing but sympathy for these defenders. You're coming in hot right here, and he goes high. Honestly, it's more just the fact that his hand hit his helmet and dragged it off. He did not lay that hard of a hit. It was more his hand slid.
A little backyard football here. He's going to take off. Falls forward, a long developing play there.
And all for a gain of 1.
Yep, gain of 1 yard. He ran a lot for 1 yard. 2nd and 9 incoming here for Nelson. You've got to get moving here. You're going to want to score before the 2-minute warning or 2-minute timeout to see if they can try to use that as a timeout if they don't get the next onside kick.
I think it's more important to make sure you have the right plays right now, because if the Rams get the ball back, it's definitely over. So even if you haven't tried that onside kick with a minute left, your only real way of success would be getting 2 in a row.
Back to pass. Holtzclaw steps up. Lets it go down the field. B.J. Clark has it. He's got enough for the first down. That'll move the chains.
To number 14, B.J. Clark.
And they've got to get moving here. 2:25 left to play, so 25 seconds till that 2-minute timeout. They get to the line. First down, Holtzclaw sends a man in motion. Snaps it, back to pass. Lets it go middle of the field. It's almost brought in off the hands of his receiver. That'll stop the clock for the time being. And a timeout by Texas Wesleyan as they need a minute to catch their breath. This defense has been on the field for a long time.
That's a smart timeout right there because you don't want to use a timeout that actually. So here we are after all is said and done. I mean, it's still 16 points, 2 minutes to go, but the Lions have still this small breath of life in them. After everything that has gone wrong in this one, that is absolutely stunning. When you actually think about the fact that this game is that we're still even talking about there being a path to victory at the moment with everything that's gone wrong, the bad breaks, the turnovers, the block punt in the end zone. It is absolutely wild. And a testament really to this defense.
They've won the second half, Tim.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yep, they've won the second half.
Won the second half.
14-7 so far.
14-7 clean at the moment.
Holtzclaw on 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Bring pressure through the Rams. He's looking to the end zone. Almost brought in by Saunier, who recovered the onside kick, and it falls incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Has a good one-on-one look here. And if he had brought that in, that would have been a little too spectacular, honestly. 2 downs to pick up the first down. Yeah, too late now to think about getting the ball. Do whatever you got to. You've obviously got the 2-minute timeout coming up, so you don't have to worry about the sideline on this play. If you wanted to have to scramble or draw up a quick run.
3rd and 10. Texas Wesleyan shows pressure. And they bring pressure. Back to pass. Holtzclaw lets it go, looking for the middle of the field. No one's there except the defender. A 3rd turnover on the day for defensive back Jaden Jones. He's got 2 picks and a fumble recovery, and that is the 6th turnover for Nelson, and the back-breaking turnover is that will.
Lions still have a timeout, and there is the 2-minute timeout. Lions still have a timeout, and there is the 2-minute timeout still to go, so there's still a chance the Lions could get the ball back at this point.
High snap brought in, and that will bring us to the 2-minute timeout, and they will be facing a 2nd and 14 coming out of the timeout.
Timeout.
And the number of this defense has stacked up in the second half. The brief window that the Rams took over in the second quarter, when you recap this game, it was a 10-0 ball game. The Lions cut it 10-7. And then it all kind of fell apart there in a hurry. The Rams had the big, long touchdown catch that, it's called a catch. The Lions had an interception. Then the Lions defense, which, again, you had a punt where you could have called a roughing the punter situation. And after that, it was bang, bang, bang. The Rams score, Lions fumble, Rams score again, throw a pick at the end of the half, and you go in down 30-7. Now you've played a really solid second half. Even in this second half, if you had not had that end zone, that is your only points allowed is a special teams error. If you could have erased that, you're still looking potentially at a 1-possession game right now. A lot of things had to go wrong for you today to be where you are right now, which is just a little bit too far away to make it count here at the end.
And 2nd down, Benjamin cuts it upfield, keeps the feet moving the pile. He's got a first down, and that will do it, and that's got to fire you up. And I see some of the linemen, the offensive linemen for the Rams, pumping their fists, shoveling some dirt, putting them away as Texas Wesleyan is going to walk out of Lumpkin Stadium. With a win. And that run, Tim, that was a defining run to put the cap on this game.
Their first big run of the second half is the one that'll finally make it to where there will be no more chance for the Lions to get the ball back. They're going to use a timeout here. I think this is more Hudgins getting his players away. There's lots of John happening on the line. I think Coach Hudgins just wants to get them off to the side since the Rams can just kneel it down twice now. Checking in on that wild one Wayland Baptist
What
up
are we up to?
66 to 47.
No, this is a. You guys are showing us basketball scores.
And the fourth quarter has not even begun yet. So
that is a high-scoring basketball game, Tim.
In college?
In
yeah.
college.
And at the end of the third quarter, or essentially you don't have quarters in men's basketball, but yeah, if there was 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter and it's 66-47, you've seen enough basketball for the day. So now you're down 19 if you're the Steers, but in a game with this much scoring, that doesn't feel like that big of a deficit. Like being down 19-0 in the third quarter feels insurmountable. This feels like, we'll score that on a couple of plays if we need it.
That's quite the game. That's going to be a fun one when Texas College comes to town. They've really turned that program around. I don't know if we've ever seen the Steers score 47 points a game. Oh, here we go, a reverse on 1st and 10 when they could have just kneeled it out. And he's going to break a tackle. He's now past the 40, throws a stiff arm and now out of bounds. A little salt on the wound from the Rams as they get the ball deeper into Lions territory.
Well, we say that, but the conference championship came down to point differential just a few years ago. And so in a situation like this, in a situation where you're the Rams and you've lost your path to the playoff as an at-large, there's just no way they can make it as an at-large now, so you need to do anything you can to maybe change the pollsters' minds, because pretty much your only path is as a conference champion. If you were to lose to Ottawa, Arizona, with the other 2 losses that you've had, not much of a chance. They will just line up and kneel it down now, as they will hang on for a 37-21 victory. Again, in a game where if you're the Lions, you just look back at this and you're going to end the day. You're going to see all the stats here, but this is the big one right here. 1 turnover for the Rams, 6 for the Lions. If that's turnovers, as the massive underdog, if you had just committed 4 turnovers in the game, you would have been much closer at the end.
Especially considering 2 of those turnovers came inside the 20-yard line.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's, as you were kind of saying with Ottawa, Arizona, there's no moral victories in a conference loss. But this is a game.
Statement defensively, like you said. 6 turnovers for this Rams defense. You got to feel happy with the performance of those Texas Wesleyan Rams defense. Has to be happy. Nelson, as you said, sitting at 1 and 2 right there in the middle of the pack. Now, Tim, it's going to be a little while before you and I.
Winnable games coming up here against OPSU, Louisiana Christian. It'll be winnable games coming up here against OPSU, Louisiana Christian. It'll be
these broadcasts. We are very proud of the work and the effort that they put into casts. We appreciate them and cherish their efforts to bring you these broadcasts the best that we can, and we just want to thank them one more time. I'm Adam Ferguson right now with Tim Roberts and our sideline reporter Kiara D'Amato, and on behalf of our entire crew, so long from Waxahachie, Texas, and thank you again for watching the Nelson University Sports Network.